Happy Victory Monday once again, everyone. And of course, it is Monday, and everyone knows what that means. It is September the 29th. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and 609 Sports Talk begins right now. 609 Sports Talk is live once again, coming to you guys live from Hamilton, New Jersey. Of course, we are live over on Facebook, YouTube, and now Spotify every Tuesday. These episodes drop. Executive decision. We now come to you guys on Tuesdays when the episodes drop. So the night of the show, can't make it, miss the live show, go on Spotify and re-listen to the show there every Tuesday morning. They will be dropping over there. As always, this show unites fans, ignites debate, and we celebrate a lot of Victory Mondays over here, just in case anybody didn't realize that. As always, we are your hosts, Sam Nelson, Tyler Adams. Hey, you're shrugging them off. Okay. I'm sure we're going to have so much to talk about with that tonight. But anyway, so look, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk. I got a little baseball postseason is back. Red October is officially go. Saturday at the bank. Will I be there? Absolutely not. Hey, look, I had a fun 3 years. I went to 3 playoff games in 2022. No, 2 playoff games in 2022. I forgot the wild card series is in St. Louis. 3 in 2023. I went to game 1 against the Mets last year. I've had a fun run. But then there's this thing. It's called your wallet. And when it tells you you can't do something, you listen to that. There's 2 things you listen to more when it comes to your life. Your wallet and your wife. One of those things tells you not to do something, and usually you're supposed to listen. Keyword is usually. But anyway. But no. Red October's kicking off on Saturday. I'm hyped up. Wild card series kickoff tomorrow. Big pitching matchup in New York for the Yankees-Red Sox. So I'll be talking about that. Giving my full baseball prediction on who is going to win the World Series. Got the bracket ready. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. We're going to talk NFL a little second in toward the middle of the show today. So the NFL is going to be a big topic, as always. Don't worry, everybody. We got you covered. But it's going to be toward the second part of the show. But to start out this week, we are going to start off with college football. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. So we're going to get into that right now. Before we do, the comments already starting to roll in. Carol, happy Victory Monday again.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, Cubs and Padres, who wins? Mike, you're gonna have to wait till later on in the show for me to predict that. I'm not gonna show my hand. Well, I gotta save it for last. Trust me, Mike. It's gonna be a big show. But anyway, Tyler, we're here to talk about college football to start off. We'll get that AP Top 25 poll up in a few minutes here. Oh. But the big conversation over the weekend was Saturday night in Happy Valley, in the whiteout. Dan Lanning's Oregon Ducks blow a 17-3 fourth quarter lead to the Penn State Nittany Lions. All just to come back, win the game 30-24 in double overtime. Drew Aller, of course, threw probably the stupidest interception I've ever seen in my entire life. And this, once again, drops Penn State against another top opponent, dropping James Franklin to 4-21 against top 10 opponents during his tenure with Penn State. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. I wait for Matt every week to start commenting, and he waits for this week to start right off the rip. So, Tyler, the poll question that we put out yesterday, should James Franklin be on the hot seat? So, if you don't mind, may I go first tonight?
Take it away.
All right. Well, first off, let's get to the poll question, to the results. So, 78% of the voters say, yes, he should be. And, of course, 22% said, no, he should not. I think those 22% need to be drug tested. But anyway. So, look. Nobody who knows us personally knows that I am one of the biggest Penn State fans ever. I have got so many favorite players from Penn State's time with James Franklin, Chris Godwin, Saquon Barkley, Marcus Allen, Anthony Zettel, Carl Nassib. I mean,
Miles Sanders.
I love Miles at Happy Valley.
I know you did. I know.
At Happy Valley, he was a problem. I don't care what he's doing in Dallas now, but he was a problem at Happy Valley. And then, I mean, just look at the recent years. Micah Parsons, Abdul Carter, Sean, I mean, and go even before James Franklin. You had Sean Lee, Paul Blusney, Sean Clifford, Matt McGloin.
You had to get the Sean Clifford in there.
Right now, I actually may prefer Sean Clifford with the way that with a certain quarterback, the way he's played. And for this team, this is a team that had so many upperclassmen return to the program. Zakee Wheatley came back for this year. Dennis Sutton came back for this year. Zane Durant came back. Nicholas Singleton came back. Drew Aller came back. Kaytron Allen came back. And yes, I know they lost Tyler Warren. I understand that. 3 new transfer portal wide receivers. Kyron Hudson, who was pretty productive at USC. Devontae Ross, who had over 1,100 yards at Troy last year. Trevor Pena, who was only like 16 yards shy of 1,000 yards at Syracuse, who with him and Kyle McCord had a pretty solid damn offense last year. Hiring Jim Knowles as defensive coordinator, which for the Ohio State fans that are trying to make fun of Jim Knowles, Jim Knowles held Penn State in that game the entire night. They allowed 17 points in regulation to them. They held them down for almost 3 quarters. You are not supposed to hold a Dan Lanning offense down that long and expect to win with lackluster offense. But once again, for the 1,500th time, James Franklin lost a big game to a top 10 opponent. This is where it gets very ugly. Anthony, congratulations. I do want to say, Anthony, congratulations. Oregon is a great team. So here is James Franklin's record. And this, if you really dissect this down to the nitty of the gritty of it, it's worse than just what we just said. Here's James Franklin at Penn State. He is 1-15 versus top 5 opponents. 4-21 against top 10 opponents. 15-30 versus top 25 opponents. And he's 4-17 against Michigan and Ohio State combined. And I believe Ohio State only is one of those wins. So they've beaten Michigan 3 times, but they've only beaten Ohio State 1 time. I understand completely if this is something that you just got started. Like in the beginning, I know they had Saquon Barkley. They had some of the worst offensive lines in college football during his time here. They were just starting to get their scholarships back to start going out and looking at these kids. They were just starting to get the program back. And I will always say I appreciate James Franklin. He's a good coach. He's a great recruiter. Players love to play for him. They had the highest recruitment day at this whiteout than ever in the history of State College. James Franklin is a good football coach. But if you're Penn State, and you're all the higher ups and all the boosters and all the board of trustees, all those people, when do you sit here and realize when's enough going to be enough? This is not a 3-year thing. This is a decade large sample size. He cannot win big games. And oh, please stop. Don't give me SMU and Boise State last year. You lost to Notre Dame. That was your big test, and you blew it.
Yeah.
You lost to Ohio State in your own building last year, and now you just lost to Oregon again in your own building. You have the opportunities. Jim Knowles held them down as long as he could. Give him credit for that. Oregon's got one of the best high-powered offenses in college football this year. You don't hold them down for that long. When is enough enough? And hold on, let me get to some of these comments real quick. Just before we continue this, Mike, FSU, we'll get to them in a second. Matt, the seat's been burning since 2018, in my opinion. Matt, but here's the thing. Brian Kelly at least went into week 1 and beat Clemson. And Dabo Swinney. At least he could do that. James Franklin's biggest win since 2020 was beating an unranked Lincoln Riley-led USC Trojans team last year.
That's rough.
No, and Anthony, here's the thing. The biggest reason why I said about compare this year to last year, I thought the wide receiver unit was that much better this year than it was last year. Their wide receivers were not good last year. But how are 3 brand new wide receivers having the same issues? Is it a wide receiver issue? Or is it a Penn State issue? Because I was told Andy Kolenicki's the best play caller in college football. I see zero creativity. I saw Kevin Patullo. I have to watch Kevin Patullo every Sunday, and he is coaching better than Andy Kolenicki.
Yeah.
There is literally no scheme to get these receivers open by a yard. Regardless of your opinions on him, we all know that Drew Aller has a cannon. We've seen him throw the football 50 yards down the field. And it took till the fourth quarter, with 7 minutes to go, for them to unleash that. Devontae Ross is supposed to be a vertical threat. It took them to the fourth quarter to release that. Trevor Payne is supposed to be a gadget weapon. It took them to the fourth quarter of the game to try it. Nicholas Singleton could not hit a gap the entire night, but he still was force-fed the football time and time again. Nicholas Singleton has not been good all year. Katron Allen has been this team's RB1 since the playoff last year. Nicholas Singleton to me, he's the equivalent of LaShawn McCoy. If that first initial hole is not there, that he can go right through and hit the big play, you're not moving the chains with Singleton. Katron Allen is a better runner, a stronger runner, and he has better vision, in my opinion. Penn State's best drives of the night on Saturday came when Katron Allen was in the game.
Yeah, they did.
And James Franklin still continue to do this running back tandem, evening their carries. I understand you want to stay loyal to your guys. I know these guys came back for you, but you need to win this football game. Dan Lanning could lose and it would not matter. Like, I'm not saying it wouldn't matter, but Dan Lanning's not under pressure like you.
Yeah.
You've gone a decade, and you've won 4 big games. You haven't beat Ohio State in 10 years. And the biggest reason that and we gave you credit last year because you played Oregon and you dropped 37 on them. And then finally, Jim Knowles comes in. Jim Knowles outdoes whatever Tom Allen did. Oregon pants Tom Allen in that Big Ten championship game last year. Clemson fans, I hope you're seeing why we were happy you hired him away from us. But, when's enough with this stuff with James Franklin? They coach conservative. They coach scared. They don't want to go. They don't want to take the ball down the field. They kept force feeding the ball to Luke Reynolds when they haven't done it all year. For those first 3 games, it's the crappiest competition you could name. They were Kyron Hudson, Trevor Pena, Devontae Ross. They were all getting 5-6 targets a game. And now all of a sudden, Luke Reynolds has 10 targets. And not one of them converted anything to help us at all. James Franklin is a good coach. He is not a great coach. He is not Kirby Smart. He is not Ryan Day. He almost feels like he is the guy to me. He's the guy before the guy. Like, perfect example. The Golden State Warriors were a good team under Mark Jackson. Then Steve Kerr showed up. And then the Warriors went from a middling second-round exit to a dynasty of the modern-day era of basketball. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But I'll be honest, I don't ever envision that in Penn State's near future.
They won't. They'll be okay with what they do. They'll win 10 games a year. They'll beat Northwestern and Michigan State and Rutgers. They'll play South Sacramento State next year. They'll blow them out by 50. They'll be okay with what they are. And it's fine. Because here's the thing. Penn State has the money to throw at anybody they want. Look at the money they had to throw at Jim Knowles.
Yeah.
If Penn State desperately wanted a new coach, they have the money to throw at somebody. But they won't. They are content with what they are. Because now, and here's the thing that really gets to me, and I'm going to turn it over to you here right now. People just keep saying, oh, Ohio State's their season now. They don't go to Ohio State and win, they're screwed. Let me just spoil this for you. They're not going to beat Ohio State. And everyone's like, okay, but you could still be a playoff team with 2 losses. Well, you can. It's not impossible. Did you not see who they play after Ohio State?
They play Indiana.
Who I think could wax them.
Easily.
Indiana's a top 10 team and are playing like a top 10 team.
Yep.
You want to tell me that you think that they're better than Indiana? If that honestly is the only way to save their playoff hopes, because they're not beating Ohio State. They're not. They're not going in. I couldn't trust them to beat them in Happy Valley. They're not going to the shoe and winning. Indiana is honestly the make or break game for the rest of the year. Nobody cares about UCLA on Saturday. They can. I don't.
Yep.
Because once again, we were sold magic beans for a cow. We were told it was going to be different. This was the most talented team he's had with upperclassmen. The best offensive line in the country last year. They've looked like crap all year. Nick Dawson's looks bad. Rutsey looks bad. Cousins looks bad. The offensive line looks god-awful. Nick Singleton looks awful. The wide receiver still can't get open. The defense bends but doesn't break, but it's not good enough still. They had all those upperclassmen come back for this exact reason. We were sold a bag of goods, and we ended up getting a pile of crap. We are told the same thing every year. I will still be a Penn State fan. If I get the opportunity again, I will go to a game. I will travel to Happy Valley. I love the freaking environment. The whiteout's awesome. I love Penn State. But James Franklin, they are never going to be a national title contender with James Franklin as head coach. He cannot win big games. It is no longer, this is not a 5-year thing. This is not early in the season, in the process when they were just getting the program back from where they were. This is a decade now. And Tyler, you and I watch plenty of sports. And I get it. College is a little different than the pros. But now with the transfer portal and all the NIL money, they're kind of acting like the NFL.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this real quick, okay? Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl in 2017, didn't he? When he fired 3 years later?
Yep.
Okay. Doc Rivers won an NBA title in 2008, 88 years ago. And he even lasts 5 more years with the Celtics?
Nope, but he's still in the NBA.
Somehow. You know who James Franklin is? He's a college football version of Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man.
And he holds on to that Ohio State win from 2016 that saves his life and his job every year. Hey,
You
I
know,
blocked. We blocked the field goal and we won the game.
At least Tomlin's got a championship to tout around. So, Sam, that was great. Everything you said, I agree with pretty much all of it. You stole almost everything I was going to say. But here's where I stand with James Franklin and Penn State. On one hand, yes, change needs to happen. They're not going to improve under James Franklin. They've peaked already. But they seem too complacent with that. Okay, we're the third, maybe fourth best team in the Big Ten each year. We put on a show against these bad schools. We try to play close games against the good schools. We never win. Now with the expanded college format, they're actually able to make it into it. But they're never going to make it much further than, if they make it to the semifinal. So you said exactly what I was going to say. James Franklin is a good coach, but he's not a great coach. And only great coaches are who are going to be the ones to be able to lead their teams and their programs into the semifinals of the college football playoffs and to get them to a prominent level as a respected team. Now, Penn State, coming into the preseason AP rankings, they were number 2. I didn't have any problem with that ranking at the time. They almost had everything handed to them in a way. Drew Aller skips the draft for one more year to play at college. Both of your star running backs come back. You have probably one of the deepest upperclassmen offensive lines in the country. So many returning seniors on the defensive side of the ball. Revamp the wide receiving unit. Everything was supposed to go their way this year. Except there was one thing that didn't change, and we were blind to see it. And it was James Franklin. And he is not able to coach a win in the big games. I don't see them beating Ohio State. I don't. I'd be shocked. And I don't see them beating Indiana. I don't. I saw what Indiana did to a good Illinois team. And Illinois is still suffering down in the 20s of the rankings because of it. So could this be spell the end of Penn State's playoff hopes this year? It might be. Because now you're only a loss from Ohio State, which would put you probably outside of the top 12. And then if you go to Indiana and you still play Indiana and lose, just forget about it completely. But even if they happen to beat Indiana, that loss to Ohio State, it's going to make it so difficult for them to get back in the top 12 teams. The only thing they would have going for them is the fact that the AP rankings just love them so much. But change does need to happen. If they want to take this program to where it used to be on a prominent national level, well-respected, a feared organization, teams didn't want to play them, and they need to find the head coach, not the next head coach, the head coach.
Yeah, and like I said again, I love James Franklin. What he's done for this program is amazing for what he was handed here. He had nothing to start with almost. He was starting basically from scratch. He has made them a destination for 4- and 5-star players. The other big issue that this organization holy crap, well, they basically are an organization. And so, real quickly, first of all, Clint, what's going on, brother? Glad to see you in the chat with us tonight. And he asked, what's going on with Singleton? Clint, his vision hasn't gotten better. He is not the move the chains type of running back. He is that one quick hit. He sees that first hole, home run or bust. He's a good running back, but Kaytron Allen, I've always said, I think he's the better of the two. He's more of an NFL polished running back.
He's able to get those yards after contact.
Anthony, it didn't matter. We couldn't tackle you guys anyway. Mike, they're dangerous every year because they have a real coach. And look, and Clint can probably agree with this. Ryan Day's been under scrutiny too. He has had a lot of still can't beat. No offense to him, still can't beat Michigan. Even last year, they still couldn't beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Go ask Dave Just go watch Dave Portnoy for 10 seconds. That's all you'll hear him say. He can't beat Michigan. But you know what Ryan Day did last year? He won a national championship. And he is now, and they still get on him.
Yep. But it's also, he hasn't been in that position for as long as James Franklin has.
That makes it worse.
Yeah.
That makes it worse. But I think another thing, Clint just brought it up about Nicholas Singleton. I think another big issue that we are having here is the regression. It's regression of Drew Aller.
Yeah. He took a step back.
You
know what Drew Aller's having?
I want to hear you. I want your opinion on this.
Drew Aller is having the year that Carson Beck had last year at Georgia, where he had that 1 year, looked like a star. Everyone was ready for the next year. Then he just he didn't even hit a wall. He just turned around and walked away from the wall. And then we saw, now I'm not trying to say Drew Aller needs a change of scenery to fix things. But what I'm saying is, it's very similar to what we saw from Carson Beck. Maybe Aller does need to stay at school another year.
Well, he's already a senior. How much longer can he stay?
Is he? I thought he was a junior. Oh, man.
No, he's...
Well, you know what? Just hit up Sean Clifford. I'm sure he'll find you another 5 years of eligibility somewhere. The dude played for 8 years. I mean, come on. Ain't nobody better to tell you.
It's the Tom Brady of Penn State. He just never left. But, the thing is, right, with Drew Aller, if you go back and look at, there are throws. Look at the throw to Devontae Ross on Saturday night for the touchdown. That was a great throw, right deep down the field. Look at the Villanova game. That touchdown to Trevor Pena. I understand it's Villanova, but it's over the middle of the field. He zipped it between two defenders. Yeah. You see Drew Aller make these plays that you're like, a 6'5" kid, he can move a little bit. He's not very mobile, but he's capable of at least attempting to move sometimes. And he has those plays where it's like, this kid at the NFL, could be a decent player. But then you have that play against the last play of the game, you're like, what were you looking for? Because one of two things was happening on that play. He either gets picked off, which he did, or he's going to throw Luke Reynolds into the concussion protocol.
Yeah. So I feel like with Drew Aller, it's almost like there was trust that was lost between him and the passing offense from last year to this year. Did that happen? Was that because of the performance in the playoffs last year? I don't know. But they haven't given him the same freedom to throw the deep ball. We only see maybe 1 or 2 deep balls a game from him. It's a long game. They're constantly on the field. Let them wind up. At least once a drive, try and take a shot. Because he has the strength.
Real quickly to these comments, Clint, you're right, dude. Ohio State's defense has looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clint, I said this earlier in the show. Anthony then said, how was Penn State number 2? Who did they play? Ohio State, I understand they beat Texas. Anthony, I said this all. Tyler, I've said this all year. Now, let me just explain one thing. The FIU game is not Penn State's fault. They were slated to finish off a second half of a home and home with Virginia Tech this year. The problem was, in 2020, Penn State was supposed to go out to Blacksburg, and because of COVID, they weren't allowed to travel there. And Virginia Tech didn't find it fair that, but now we have to travel to Happy Valley? No, we're canceling the game. So the FIU game was basically a last ditch throw in because Virginia Tech didn't want to come to Happy Valley because they felt it wasn't fair. But that's their problem. But and I'm not defending it, but I've been saying this for a month. They've played 3 crap teams, and they expected that to get them ready for the most high-powered offense in college football, because that's what they are. That is what Oregon is. They're the best offense in college football. Their leading receiver is a freshman who is a stud.
Yeah, basically.
Ryan, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Brian?
Mike said need to do analyst hunts of stats over a yearly stats. Mike, I'm giving you Penn State stats for a decade. I can name a play on almost every damn team they've had.
We need you to bust out a decade-long PowerPoint of how they've grown and how they've regressed.
They grown because they are actually a landing spot for more than just 3-star recruits. I'll give them that. But I think a big issue, and I think Drew Aller's been the best one. And look, we know this. I love Drew. He is a good quarterback. I know he can be, but he's another one. He's averaging like 140 yards in games against top 10 teams.
Yeah.
Look what the kid for Oregon did on Saturday. He was taking Jim Knowles.
His completion percentage is down too. I think he's only completing a little over like 50% of his passes. It's terrible.
Hold on.
When you look at the kid from Oregon, he's completing like 71% of his passes. It's like, oh my gosh.
Drew Aller this year is only completing 63% of his passes.
Okay, a little higher than what I thought.
Now, he's got a 133.5 rating. He's only got 763 yards on the year. He's only averaging 190 yards a game. 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. And just real quick, let me catch up on these comments, and then we'll get back into this. Clint says last year was definitely he did. It saved his job, Clint, but that's the thing. He did something that James Franklin can't. He won the big game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Ryan. They are the most sloppiest college offense I've ever seen. They have no idea how to put anybody in motion. They can't scheme anybody open. I was told that Kyron Hudson at USC is a 50-50 ball guy. Haven't seen one of those yet.
Yep.
Now, Devontae Ross was supposed to be the big play threat downfield. Now, like I said, he was injured during camp in the summer. So he's still trying to get back to 100%. But you've seen it every week. He's looking better. He's caught 2 touchdowns so far in the past 3 games over the 50 yards down the field. If they can start opening that up, maybe something will happen. But it's just the problem is not only that, this isn't even like freshman struggles. These are upperclassmen struggles. The offensive line has regressed from last year. Nicholas Singleton has regressed. The wide receivers have gotten no better. And Andy Cole and Nicky, they don't even look like an offense. I didn't even think they were that good of an offense last year. Do you know why the Penn State offense looked good on paper last year? Because they had, count this again, Chicago Bears fans, do us a favor. This is why we told you guys that Tyler Warren was a transcendent talent.
Oh, yeah.
And this is why Colston Loveland is not. Colston Loveland may be a great tight end, but Tyler Warren is a transcendent talent.
You've seen it so far just throughout the first 4 weeks of the season.
So, yeah, I mean, God, the guy's done nothing but catch the football over the middle of the field and just run downfield with it every time. Mike said Penn needs to do yearly analysts on winning stats. Mike, they clearly don't. Clint said Carson Beck is going crazy in Miami. Clint, in my opinion, he's a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
I thought John Mates here was going to be the favorite till that injury, so now we got to see how that holds up. Clint, 2 things to that. 1, me and Tyler still don't believe Arch is coming out this year.
And 2, I've even seen that some people reporting that Aller might be the favorite, depending on how teams view one or the other. But I really don't think Arch is going to come out in the 2026 draft. I don't see it. Even if he was playing at a high level, he still might have stayed another year. But he's just playing meh. He needs that extra year.
I agree. Christopher, what's up, buddy?
What's
Thanks for
going on?
checking the show out.
Go Birds.
And Chris, of course, our favorite thing, go Birds. Chris, we're going to be talking Eagles a little bit later in the show. Give us a few minutes to wrap up our college talk, and we're going to get into some Birds talk. So stick around for us. Man, we got Espo last week, Chris this week. We're getting the community going here. The chat's going crazy the entire show. You know, it was funny. The chat, for some reason, 5 minutes ago was all the way up where I think Clint said something about Ohio State's defense with Patricia. And every comment under that, I didn't even see because for some reason it moved the chat back up. And I'm like, where's the chat? It's not moving. And I'm like, oh, the line's not there. That's why. The chat's going crazy tonight, guys. Thank you all so much for flooding the comment section. We appreciate it. But no, I mean, look, we're already 36 minutes into this Penn State talk. I don't know what else you want me to expect. Penn State has got to go take all the money they can afford and throw it at a coach. I don't care who it is. It can't be. This has got to stop.
Chip Kelly.
Stop. Don't even think about this.
You thought about it?
Chip Kelly won a national title at Oregon last time I checked.
He did. How long ago was that?
He was the offensive coordinator for Ohio State last year.
Yeah, now he's the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's looking real good.
Well, that's because your comeback player of the year stinks.
It's a combination of that and Chip Kelly. When you put them two together, it's just like a match made in never.
Well, it's not, the Raiders' offensive line also stinks, too.
True.
But, Mike, I'll let you. You can't be worse than James Franklin in big games. Oh, Anthony, I know who scored. The Twitter ruined it. I know who scored for Miami. Welcome back, Darren Waller. Probably make a rap song about it now. I caught a touchdown out of retirement.
Oh, my gosh.
Clint said the kid from South Carolina is the favorite for the quarterback one. Yeah, Sellers is a pretty good. He's also good.
Is he the favorite? I don't know, man. They're not even ranked right now. I don't think they are, at least.
He got hurt in their game when they got bounced out. He was hurt.
Yeah.
Sellers got hurt in that game. So, Chris, no disagreement. Chris, I don't want Chip Kelly either, but this is what James Franklin's done to me. He's mentally broken me. That I even sat on the show for 2 seconds and considered it. This is what James Franklin is doing to me.
Man, imagine James Franklin makes you contemplate wanting Chip Kelly. It's amazing.
It is. This is where we are as a program. And like I said, they're going to rattle off all these wins. They're going to beat UCLA. They're going to beat Northwestern. They're going to beat Michigan State. They're going to beat Rutgers. They're going to look good. Then they're going to play Ohio State, get the crap kicked out of them. Then they're going to go and they may even lose to Indiana. I don't know. Now let me ask you this. Because I want to get to the AP, the new top 25 poll. What would happen? Where would you be if they won both those games?
If they found a way to win both of those games, and I'm not talking they got to win convincingly, like blow them out. They're good teams. Obviously, we saw the double overtime loss to Oregon. I mean, it was still a hard-fought game, all things aside. If they pull out a win against Ohio State and Indiana, they're probably back into like the top 6. Well, actually, no, they're already. Hold up, wait, where are they at right now? After
7.
the recent rating, they're at 7. Oh my, I can't. They should be in the 20s.
We're going to get to it. We're going to get to that.
I'll just say they'll probably be in the top 6 somewhere in there.
I agree. Mike said, how much do coaches make nowadays? As much as boosters and the board of trustees and all those guys want to pay them.
What's John Gruden up to? You want John Gruden to coach your program, Sam? Might have to give him partial ownership in the whole town of Happy Valley.
Well, they gave Joe Paterno that. So far, I've heard John Gruden and Chip Kelly. This is what my life is coming to at Happy Valley. Oh, Chris, as Eagle fans, you, Tyler, and myself can all agree. Chip Kelly is a fraud. We've known this for a while, but he's still a pretty good coordinator.
The only thing that came from him was his health shakes, protein shakes.
Oh, God.
Chip shake.
Yeah, then Doug Peterson came. We were the most unhealthiest team in the league.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Tyler, let's bounce into this new AP Top 25 poll real quick. Here we go.
Can I start with the rapid fire?
Go ahead. Go rant. Give me a breather.
Penn State should be 23. Let's see. Texas should be outside of the top 10. Texas Tech should be 10. Alabama should be number 9. No way that Georgia and LSU should be lower than Penn State. Let's see. What else we got here? Illinois, I would have liked to see them jump back into the teens. That was a good win against the USC team. And USC, they were ranked in that game. Now they're not since they lost. But I don't like that they just went from, I think they were 23 and went to 22. I think they should have went a little higher than that.
Shout out to the Virginia Cavs, man, getting there at number 24 with that big win over Florida State. Hold on. Where did you say Penn State should be?
23.
You're going to drop. Hold on. Now, here's where I have an issue with you. You're going to drop.
I would have dropped Texas. Drop Texas far, too.
No, my issue is you just dropped me under Florida State that lost to an unranked Virginia team. That's where I've got a problem.
Yeah, nope, I stand by what I said. You played Villanova, FIU, and Nevada.
Thanks, buddy.
But now I think Texas should be lowered, a lot lower too. Texas has been another one that has been holding on to the fact that they've beaten the bad teams they were supposed to. They're trying to just hope people forget about that week 1 loss to Ohio State.
Chris, no, they didn't. Georgia lost to Alabama. Bama beat them 24-21. That was a good game. Hey, and look, nobody has been more critical of Kalen DeBoer than me. That's a big win for the Crimson Tide. Big win on Saturday night.
A&M at 6 might be a little high.
A&M is the most overrated team in the top 10.
I think Indiana should be 6.
I think Indiana should be freaking. I think you can make the case Indiana should be 5. But the top 5, Ohio State, 100%. Oregon, I'm so happy they got moved up to number 2. And Miami at 3, that's great. Like as we said, Carson Beck has been playing amazing. Oh, yeah. Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chris, you're good. I wish I would have turned that game on instead of watching Penn State. Trust me. But yeah, Ole Miss has got a defense, man. They just play well.
Yep.
But Oklahoma, they're 100% deserving to be there. Oh, great. Now you pissed someone off, Tyler. Thanks a lot.
Bruiser. Don't forget, I like Texas.
Yeah.
They're right where they need to be.
Yeah.
Do I need to pull up their schedule again? Now, I get it if you're upset with compared to some of the other teams with the positioning of Texas. I can
understand.
But let me see.
And wait, Bruiser, you're saying Ole Miss shouldn't be number 4. They just beat the number 4 team in the country on Saturday. Now, could he make the case for being upset that they literally switched them? I could understand that a little bit.
Yeah, because that's a high jump.
They literally switched them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're basically going against James Franklin with hair with Brian Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Ole Miss beat a ranked team. That's more than Texas can say so far in their season.
It's more than what Penn State could say in their season.
Yeah. And I mean, now Texas, they got Florida. See how many interceptions Lagway throws. Sorry, Mike. And then they got Oklahoma. That is going to be the game that I mark. I believe, isn't that the good old Red River rivalry? Oh, I saw that. That's great. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You tell me Kiffin had nothing to do with that? It was a strategy technique. But distract our players.
Yeah, probably. And as for Oklahoma, I mean, they hold 2 ranked wins, so they deserve to be there in the top 5. Texas A&M, Oklahoma better than Texas currently? Yes. We'll see the head-to-head matchup, which I'm excited for. Definitely.
When is that game?
2 weeks.
Yeah, but Mater's not going to play.
That's gonna suck.
All right, so Bruiser, I will give Indiana. I don't know about Indiana being better than Texas.
Now let me see A&M. I can give you A&M shouldn't be higher than Texas because they've played
overrated,
kind of the same quality of schools, except they have a ranked win over Notre Dame. That's it. So,
and Bruiser, I'm in agreement with you with the Penn State thing. I wish Penn State would have dropped to like 14.
They should have dropped into the teens.
Yes, we should not.
They shouldn't be
7.
higher than Georgia or LSU.
No.
LSU,
Chris, he is not.
They still hold that win over what was number 4 Clemson and no longer exists.
Yeah. Anthony, I hope you're talking about Miami. Because don't miss me with those other Florida teams.
Oh, man. Yeah, I hope he's talking about Miami, too, which, honestly, there's probably some cases you can make.
I'm glad you and I aren't the only big Joey Aguilar guys. Clint's a big Joey Aguilar guy. Joey Aguilar's playing great football.
That was the best thing Tennessee was able to do for their program over the summer.
Oh, my God. Damn it, Bruiser.
Oh, no. Bruiser, are you sure that's not some of the teams Texas has on their schedule?
You guys are going a little too far now. Chris said he's sorry he can't stand anything in Texas. Chris, I will vouch that Bruiser is not a pro football fan, so he does not have an NFL team really. So you're lucked out there. But I mean, like I said, I think Indiana should be over Penn State. I don't even think A&M is a top 10 team in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Bama deserves to be back in the top 10. They beat Georgia in Georgia.
Bruiser. All right, Bruiser, that's enough out of you.
Bruiser, you've gone too far. Bruiser, you've gone too far. But yeah, I'm like, there's no way Penn State should still be number 7.
You know, I was just looking at a few things. I think who was it that said it? Anthony, if he was talking about Miami, they probably should be number 1. I'm looking at the schedule so far for Oregon and Ohio State. They only both have one win against a ranked opponent. Other than that, they just played, some beat up schools.
Since Clint just brought it up a second ago, I do want to just point out here's Joey Aguilar's stats so far this year at Tennessee. 65% completion percentage, a 164 quarter passer rating, 1,459 passing yards, which is essentially 292 yards a game, 13 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. He's also carried the ball 21 times for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Drew Aller could never. I stand by what I said. Drew Aller could never. Espo!
What's going on?
What's up, buddy? Glad to hear from you. Espo, what do you have to say? Speaking of which, Tyler, are we cool with the top 25?
Yeah, I don't have many other complaints. Want to see Illinois a little bit higher. That's about it.
Oh, chat was gone for a second. All right, do we want to move into some NFL now?
Yeah, let's do it. Been waiting for this.
Okay. Well, we're going to start in Vegas, where the Chicago Bears came from behind to defeat. Psych! You thought
we got to start there? I was about to
we
put myself in the back.
Let me just get the Bruiser's comment real fast. He said, I honestly have no issues with 4 of the top 5. Ole Miss bothers me at 4, and Penn State bothers me at 7. I agree with you on Penn State, and I do kind of agree with Ole Miss. I don't like the fact that they just swapped LSU and them.
Ole Miss probably could have been 6 or 7, and that would have been fine.
They could have been where A&M is.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good spot.
A&M is not good. I don't know why they're getting so much love. If there was one ranked opponent I think we could beat this year, it's A&M.
Yep.
Oh, yes, Anthony. Let's get into it. So, as we all know, Eagles went down into the heat of Tampa Bay yesterday and beat the Bucs 31-25. Eagles offense looked amazing in the first half. Jalen Hurts was 15 of 16, 130 yards, 2 passing touchdowns to Dallas Goedert. Eagles defense was dominating the Bucs passing attack. Eagles special teams blocked the punt. Were playing excellent down the stretch. What's up, Aiden?
What's up, Aiden?
Then the second half came. And we'll talk about that. But for anyone that wants to know, here is what Anthony is referring to. This is what A.J. Brown tweeted after yesterday's game. Now, A.J. Brown was targeted 9 times, had 2 catches for 7 yards. And in case anybody needs to, it reads, if you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw, don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. Now, of course, Jeff McClain has come out and said that this was pointed at someone or multiple someones in the Eagles organization. That's what Jeff McClain is per se. Now, this is the same Jeff McClain that I have never liked to listen to. He tried to tell me that Doug Pearson was getting fired 2 weeks before the Super Bowl season for Jim Schwartz. This is what he does. He likes to cause a rift, and this is what he does. He tried to start the rift with Nick Sirianni after 2023, where Fletcher Cox told him he was a clown. But apparently, this is going at someone in the Eagles organization. I think we kind of have the idea of who this is toward. At least I do.
I don't.
Tyler, where would you like to start this?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where to start with this because what I don't want to be the one who falls into the cryptic posts from AJ Brown. We've been down this road how many times over the last 3 years, Sam? How many times?
I agree.
It's a regular occurrence. What it could be is AJ's like, you know what? Let me try to, make some waves in the headlines and then, have a couple of big games. That's what I'm hoping it is. But As for who it might be directed towards, I don't know. What are we gonna have people telling us again? Oh, there's a rift between him and Jalen. I mean, Jalen did everything to force the ball to him when he shouldn't have. Is it a shot at Nick Sirianni? Is it a shot at the offense with Patullo?
That's
I
what I
don't know
think
what
it's
it
a
is.
shot at.
But then I'm also still looking at this like AJ himself hasn't looked like 100% of his athletic prowess. I guess that's the term I'm looking for. He seems like he's been missing a step ever since the season started. And correct me if I'm wrong, what didn't he have a hamstring injury in training camp?
Yes.
So who's to say he's still 100%? Hamstring injuries linger. They come and go. Ask Keenan Allen. Ask Mike Evans. Sorry. But, he had the big explosive game against the Rams in the second half when we needed him. He still got it. Is he going to have it every week? I don't think so. I think we're past that point where we're going to see him have a good game going off every single week. But we don't need him to go off every single week. What we do need is to have a balanced offensive attack and not start to stress and struggle and force the ball to him 3 straight times in a row to have a 3 and out and punt it. That's where I get my problems from. Like, okay, last year we heard he was, he was upset, wasn't getting a lot of passes, a lot of looks his way. Well, now yesterday, I feel like all they did was throw the ball to him. And he still only had, 2 catches for 7 yards? So it's almost like it's definitely 2 parts. It's not all on AJ, but it's not on Jalen, and it's not all on the offense. He still has to create separation from his defender. That's his responsibility as a wide receiver. And I've seen him do it. I know he's capable of doing it. Could it have been that hot weather down in Tampa that took a step away from him yesterday? It could be. Remember, he didn't play last year in Tampa. He was out with an injury. So are we at a point where we're just overreacting? And then it's also AJ putting out his cryptic tweet that just is the icing on the cake? That's where I feel like we're at.
That's where I think we're, because first of all, we know certain so-called radio stations are going to be eating this up all week.
Oh, yeah. Give them something to talk about.
We'll have a hypothetical A.J. Brown trade package come out tomorrow. Well, so first off, I always want to go through this a little bit. Espo said all that means is that the coaching staff is telling him, but we are winning. Well, I mean, that is more, I'm sorry. Here's my issue, right? Here's my issue with this. I love AJ. First off, I don't want anyone to get that twisted. I love AJ Brown. Saquon Barkley. The second the ball touches his fingertips, there is 3 defensive linemen in the backfield to tackle him. What does he say after the game? I have to be better. I have not heard Devontae Smith one time complain about anything.
Yeah.
So, and also what Chris is saying, Chris, I would be careful about that because this is the same front office that's paying him $33 million a year.
I don't think it was toward the front office.
I don't think it was either because they gave him an extension when they didn't need to yet. And I don't think that's an issue here. But Aiden said AJ is crazy for that. I get why he said that. Tampa was chirping the whole game. I think there's a lot more to it than that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mike said AJ's platform, geez. Oh, Aiden, they were all chirping at Mayfield. They were in it. They were. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I'm going to agree with Bruiser here. Bruiser is spot on with this, essentially. A.J. Brown says something dumb and cryptic on Twitter. In other news, water is wet and my wife is hot. I actually agree with that Statement about A.J. Brown. Not the last part about his. You get my point, though. I get what he's saying, though, because you just said it. Water is wet. A.J. Brown says something stupid on Twitter and cryptic. It happens every year.
Every year, it doesn't fail. It's every single year.
But no, and because honestly, and also let's be real with something. There are a couple things into this. One, I do think AJ looks slower this year. I don't see AJ Brown going down the field, beating his corner one-on-one on them go routes. And don't tell me they haven't ran go routes, because if you do, you're lying.
Yeah.
But, and honestly, I'm going to be, I have not been critical of him at all this year. But in that second half, there was the deep ball down the left sideline that AJ did have his corner beat. And basically, I know, I have to get to these comments. Hold on. I don't even want to know what you're laughing at yet, so give me a sec. But there was the go route that AJ was running. He had a rookie corner, beat him, and the ball was sailed out of bounds. Then, of course, there was the one that he was thrown to him on a hitch route in double coverage. Jalen has to be better at getting him the football, too.
He does. My problem is, right, we are a very, very thin tightrope away from it being Jalen can't get him the ball versus Jalen's throwing interceptions. Very tight window. Because there were only maybe one, maybe two passes that I thought Jalen genuinely missed to AJ. The whole game. Most of them were AJ was not getting good separation, so Jalen had to try to position the ball to where it won't get picked off, but maybe AJ will have a chance to go get it.
No, and I understand that, but no, I'm saying those two throws. First of all, the deep route that I'm pertaining to, there was no safety help. AJ, if Hurts leads him into this throw, it's a touchdown, but Hurts sailed it out of bounds. That's on Jalen. That's not on AJ. And the double team coverage, I'm not saying, oh, I don't want that ball going to AJ at all. There's two guys right sandwiched in between him. That Jalen doesn't. That throw shouldn't even be made, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I wasn't even referencing that throw because you're right. The throw shouldn't have been made.
Because look, I don't want to hear about all, but let's just go down the list, okay? In the second half of yesterday's game, I'm going to put this all out there so we can dissect it easily. Jalen Hurts in the second half of yesterday's game was not good. Kevin Patullo in the second half of yesterday's game was not good. The entire offensive skill position in the second half was not good. The offensive line, which nobody is talking about, was not good in the second half. The offensive line has not played well yet this year to the standard that we are. So for all the people, and look, I understand the thing with Kevin Patullo. I get Kevin Patullo this, Kevin Patullo that. Kevin Patullo blocks for Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Kevin Patullo's running the routes for A.J. Brown. That's how people wanted to believe it. None of them are. The offense has not played well as a whole. So if you're good, and remember, Kevin Patullo's not the run game coordinator either. That's Jeff Stoutland's job.
Yeah.
So I understand that Stout is like he'll have a statue outside the Link one day in some people's eyes. I love Stout, but Lane Johnson has now left her 2 straight weeks in a row. Tyler Steen is a good pass protector. He's not the run blocker that Mekhi Becton was.
Nope, he's not.
Cam Jurgens, once again, phew! There goes the ball right past Jalen's head. And Landon Dickerson, honestly, has been bad this year. He has been very bad. They are not getting that interior push from those 3 interior guys like they did last year. You remember the Saquon Barkley runs? Mekhi Becton would clear 2 guys out, and they would be 12 yards upfield on their asses because of this. Yep. But the offensive line as a whole has not been good. Mailata's been amazing. He's playing like the best left. He is honestly playing like a healthy, like how Tristan Wirfs looked when he's healthy. I don't think there's a tackle I hate more than Tristan Wirfs because of how good he is. But there's multiple things on offense that needs to be cleaned up. Stop just blaming Kevin Patullo. Jeff Stoutland's unit hasn't played well this year yet. You can't not complete a pass in the second half and not be critical of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Some type of completion has to come.
It's a terrible stat. When you think of that in the grand scheme of things, how did they win? Credit to Vic Fangio and his unit. We can't say it enough. From
Oh
last
my
week and
God.
this week. We can't say it
We're
enough. Not a single completed pass. And it's not like we were running the ball for over 5 yards a carry. I got to try and see if I can pull up our average from yesterday. We average per play was 3.4 yards. The rushing average was 2.8. We didn't even average 3 whole yards a carry. If we were running the ball all over them and you told me we didn't have a completed pass in the second half, I would have said, so what? We weren't moving the football.
The only point you got in the second half is because of the Bucky Irving fumbling the football.
Yeah. And it was a great field position. We won off a good field position yesterday. The punt block for a touchdown. Kicked it off. Bucky Irving fumble, puts you on their side of the field.
Which, by the way, after that Oregon-Penn State game, I was not even trying to guess that was actually a fumble. I'm not. Guys, I don't know what a fumble is anymore. Let me just say, now here's the problem, right? Now, you were upset. What you and I were talking yesterday, you were upset with the drive where the 3 straight incompletions to AJ because they said you're trying to force the ball to him. And Jalen should be. But see, this is the problem that we're going to run into. And that's why I haven't gone past this comment yet. Because Clint said that Chad Johnson said it perfectly on Nightcap regarding A.J. Brown. It's a mental thing with a key piece of the offense feeling like they're not contributing. He's happy with winning, but he wants to contribute. Yeah. I understand that. And first of all, Nick Sirianni, did you listen to his press conference today?
No.
He said to the media that they don't go into private conversations with about what they talk about because that's a player coach confidence thing. Nick's already talked to AJ about this.
Of course.
They've already talked about this. The problem here is Jalen Hurts should make the right decisions. If Goddard's open, hit him. If Smitty's open, hit him. The problem is then AJ gets upset. And that's the problem we're going to run into. AJ needs to understand that there are more than just him on the football field for this. It's been like this for 5 years. It's been like this for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. Nothing's changed. He's not, while defenses may game plan to stop him as much as Saquon, he's not going to see the ball as many times because they're going to take him out of the game, and teams have done a good job of taking him out of the game. Tampa schemed against him. Every single team schemes against A.J. Brown because he's that talented. Yes, you can take him out of the game, but it should open up other parts of your offense. Why do we have to go to him 3 straight passes in a row? On a drive when we needed something to get going. Anything, just a first down, grind it out on the ground. And the 3 straight passes, incompletions. And they were quick passes. They weren't, long developing plays. It was A.J. Brown's the first option. Throw the ball within 3 seconds to him.
Yeah. And now, real quick, let me finally catch up on these comments because I really wanted to just keep that one that Clint had on there for a second. Espo said either he is extremely emotional and outwardly transparent, or he is a Reddit-level troll to feed to the deep acquisitions for fun. You know what, Espo? I may agree.
I think it's the latter, yeah.
Because he's got a big-time matchup coming up on Sunday. He's going against what arguably is the best cornerback in the NFL.
And honestly, who knows? Maybe he gets it together. Going to be back in Philadelphia. He might end up somehow cooking Surtain.
Yeah. Maybe we get that one of those. So this is what you want to see games. I mean, we saw it in the second half of the Rams game. And like people said, the Eagles have put up 4 quarters of good football. They did. It just wasn't in the same game.
Yeah.
And Clint, I'm not worried about Devontae Smith either. Devontae Smith doesn't say anything.
He just goes in and works.
Okay, I finally see the comment while you were laughing. I'm not even. We're not doing this. I'm not doing this game with Bruiser. I'm not doing that. We're staying out of that. And Clint said Philadelphia's second half is how the Browns' offense has been all season. No, Clint. Actually, your offense has probably been better than our second half offense in Tampa. Oh, Mike, it was. And then Mike said, "I agree. They're going to come back home at the link. The Broncos are coming in on a short week because they're playing right now."
Yeah.
And so Espo said Jalen didn't force the ball to him. They forced him to force the ball to him. They didn't want a week 2 happening, and they got a week 2 anyway. Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about too, Espo. And I didn't say it in my statement before. I 100% agree with that. It's not Jalen feeling the need himself to, I got to force the ball to AJ. I got to get him going.
Yeah, no.
Jalen Hurts is perfectly fine in a game if he only targets AJ 3 times and the whole offense is just flowing and moving and they win. He's a team leader. It's definitely, now, does this come down to Nick Sirianni or Kevin Patullo wanting to, we need to get AJ the ball. We need something big to happen here. We need to throw it his way. Who is it between them two? Patullo's the one calling the plays.
Yeah. Nick does not call plays. Again, and I wonder if Hugh Douglas has his conspiracy theory again. Who was calling plays in the second half? It's Kevin Patullo. He is the offensive coordinator. Nick Sirianni does not call plays unless he is 100% forced to, like Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
In that situation.
So I'm like, what changed in the playbook, the play calling from the first half, getting the lead, 24-6, to the second half not completing a single pass? Sam, answer me this question. Is it hard to complete a pass in the NFL? One pass, just one.
It shouldn't be in this league.
How did they fail to do that? I'm just shocked. As a fan, it hurts me. How do you not? You could have came out. You could have ran the ball twice, first and second down. Maybe you lost a couple yards. Maybe you got yourself to a third and 5. You could have did a quick pass, have someone on a slant, someone on a quick, 3-yard sit down. You could have got a completion. How did they not manage one single completion? That's a bad look for Kevin Patullo.
It is. And that's the other problem that I actually want to defend Smitty and AJ. The route concepts they have these two running suck. They're either stop routes or curls, and that's it. Or they're behind the... I swear to God, if I see one more pass behind... They literally threw a screen pass to A.J. Brown when there was nobody on that side to screen block.
Yeah. Anthony, yes.
What kind of... hold on. Is Terry McLaurin still your number one? What kind of question is that? Of course he's still our number one wide receiver.
Anthony, let me ask you, are teams still scheming every week to double team him on most plays? Yes. Then he's the number one wide receiver. It's as simple as that.
He's a top 3 wide receiver in the league when he's going right. But it's and when they blitz Jalen Hurts, where are the crossing routes over the middle? Where are the plays where Jalen has to hit these guys in stride, not make them catch it on a stop route and then break tackles? Where are the balls that we're hitting them in stride, deep down the field, crossers over the middle? Where is that? These are not hard things to coach. And I don't want to hear people say, Kevin Patullo for the past 4 years. He has been here since Jalen Hurts' rookie year. No, second year. I forgot. Jalen was drafted when Doug was here. But he's been the passing game coordinator. So don't tell me he doesn't know what he's doing. He's been coaching the passing offense for 4 freaking years.
Yeah. The pass game coordinator couldn't complete a pass in the second half of the game.
If this goes on the whole year.
Sam, I'm going to correct you. If this trickles over into next week. Now continue what you were going to say.
He is never going to be allowed to pick his offensive coordinator again. They will never let him use somebody as a rookie OC again. They will make him hire a veteran every time.
Yeah. And maybe they should, because, I mean, you can't say there's a lack of talent.
And that's the biggest problem. This unit has got a top 5 wide receiver, a top 15 wide receiver, a top 5 tight end, because Dallas Goedert is a top 5 tight end in football when he's healthy.
Yeah.
What I still believe will be the best offensive line in football. Yes, I've noticed this. Stallings' unit gets going when the weather starts cooling down. I also want to take into consideration about yesterday's weather when it's 120 on the field. You know who deserves a raise? Whoever was on the sideline holding those shades up for the players.
Dude,
those
the
guys
whole
need
time
some
I'm
raises.
seeing them, I'm like, one, y'all couldn't buy stands with legs on it that can just prop itself up. But two, I said, damn, I hope they're getting paid well.
Anthony, don't remind me. I was on a heart attack when that happened. And again, that happened because the offensive line doesn't get any push.
Yeah, they don't.
And like Cam Jurgens this year, I've seen him. He's been a missionary all year. Why are we pulling him out on the freaking perimeter blocking like we were last year? Where's the creativity in anything?
Where's the pre-snap motion?
Do you know what the problem is with the pre-snap motion? The guy who does the pre-snap motion never gets the football. They just have them jog their route. They're using pre-snap motion a lot more than Brian Johnson did, and sort of, I guess, what Kellen Moore did, but they never get the football. They have not completed, I looked it up, they have not completed a pass on a pre-snap motion to the player who was creating the motion. They are essentially a decoy wide receiver.
Which I'm not completely mad about.
Another thing this team needs to go, they got to quit the 12-13 personnel. The only way that you can run effective offenses with that type of personnel is because that means you're doubling up and sometimes even tripling up on the tight end position. Brother, I cannot tell you I have never seen a tight end block worse than Grant Calcaterra. He may be the worst blocking tight end I've ever seen in my entire life. And like, dude, can we just spread it out? Put Smitty, put AJ, put Goddard, put Mechie, put Dotson. Someone's got to get open. I want Sunday to be Pittsburgh. I want to come out. I want to fire the ball 8 times in a row down the field.
Yep.
Get this going and keep it going. Please sustain the success. There is no reason that what happened on Sunday should have happened. Now, again, do I think the Heat kind of affected them a little bit? It could have. I think that they could have been I think the Heat started to get to them. I mean, luckily they had a really good first half, so they were able to put up a lot of points, and the defense was holding its own. But let's talk about that unit for a minute, shall we? Oh, mamma mia.
Man.
Tyler, talk to me about Vic Fangio's unit, please.
I mean, you want to talk about the Heat having an impact on the game. Well, the defense, through the first, 3 quarters, they looked like they were playing in nice, 70-degree air conditioning.
70-degree.
Start off the game with the block punt. They come over. They get stop after stop. The bend but don't break. They held Tampa to 2 field goals in the first half alone. And, of course, then the second half, that's when they got going a little bit. But still, they only allowed 2 touchdowns, 3 field goals. Special teams unit blocked a punt for a touchdown. And the defense forced a fumble, got the recovery, and they also got an interception. They're not really getting the most sacks on the quarterback. I was going to say pressure, but they are getting pressure on quarterbacks. They're just not finishing on them. They're letting them escape from the pocket too much week after week.
Oh, yeah. And Espo, let me explain something with that. I'm sick and tired of hearing about 2023. Yes, 2023 was a bad time of year. Here's the problem, though. The defense in 2023, was coached by Nimrods, and that defense did not have the talent that this one does. We had James Bradbury looking like a shell of his former self on that defense. Yeah. We had Kevin Byard. Our linebackers were Zach Cunningham and Nicholas freaking Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
If this was 2023, Espo, we would have lost yesterday.
Oh, and let's also not forget to mention turnover-free football.
And that is once again what I think they referred back to in the second half. They were the aggressor early, and they're like, okay, we're up 24-6. Here's where I think a lot of this came from. I think this is a Sirianni and a Patullo thing. Okay, we're up 24-6. It's 120 degrees on this field. We have a big lead. The defense is playing lights out. Let's try to just not turn the football over, and let's keep the game in our hands. Well, to be fair, the big issue was about the two big plays that Tampa scored on right off the rip.
There were only 2 touchdowns. Were 70-yard touchdowns.
Which are the most, that is for a Vic Fangio defense, that is uncharacteristic. And Vic is going to they're going to work on that all week now. The Ibuka one, Blankenship and Makuba both miscommunication, didn't read it well. Makuba, if he turns around a split second earlier, he probably picks the football off. And honestly, the Jahad Campbell one, if you go and watch the All-22 film, it's a wheel route to Bucky Irving. Jahad actually covers the initial route well. The problem is the 5 jabrones that are supposed to get after the quarterback couldn't do it in time. Look, when you ask a linebacker to cover a running back for 3 seconds, that's enough. But when you're asking him to cover for 5, 6, 7 seconds, that's where you're asking for trouble. And you know what I've already turned out to be in love with Jahad Campbell?
Yep.
Short-term memory. Gives up the touchdown, right? 2 possessions later, picks off Baker in the end zone.
Yep. That's the thing. What we've seen from him and Makuba, them having that ability to not get phased by mistake made in the game and to just stay locked in.
Yeah, Makuba. All right, Makuba had that bad coverage on Ibuka. He was fine the rest of the game. No big issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing with him. Go ahead.
No, you go. I was going to segue to another player.
I think the best thing about when it comes to Makuba and Blankenship, the best thing with the Eagles safeties in this defense is when you don't hear their name. The problem was on the Ibuka play, you heard both their names. That was the problem. But they were fine. And actually, the Campbell interception, don't forget who tipped that football. Dre Blankenship tipped that football.
Mm-hmm.
So credit to those. Look, every rookie, no matter who you are, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell have had them. When you're a rookie, you get welcome to the NFL. Cooper DeJean, last year, Adam Thielen tore him to shreds against us. That was his moment. Quinyon got beat deep by Terry McLaurin in Washington last year. That was his moment. Jahad Campbell and Adrian Makuba both had welcome to the NFL moments on Sunday. Guess what? They're going to get better from it.
Yeah, they will.
So what did you want to segue into, my friend?
Just wanted to talk about how I am all aboard the Keely Ringo cornerback 2 ship. Listen. It's settling. There were better options, but they're gone now. It's time to settle for the best that you have. That is not Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson needs to stay as far away as he can. And just put Keely out there. Let him do his thing. He doesn't have to be the best. He's just got to be good enough.
Yes.
Better than Adoree Jackson. That's the bar. The bar is just better than Adoree.
That's not a hard bar, Phil. And here's my thing. Keely, I think I have the numbers here. Keely Ringo yesterday was targeted. Oh, where is it? Tell me I didn't save the numbers. I swore I did. Oh, here we go. Keely Ringo yesterday was targeted 3 times. He allowed 1 reception for 8 yards. He had a pass breakup on that 4th down play. And yes, he was called for a PI, which he did. He grabbed the guy's shirt.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Quinyon did it too, and he didn't
And so
get
did
called for it.
Quinyon. Quinyon is just the bigger star, so he got away with it.
So and Espo, here's the other thing. And Espo, I love these comments, by the way. We're so happy you're back in the chat for a second week with us. Thank you so much for coming back out and being a re-listener of the show. We really appreciate it. And here's the other thing, why I'm going to give Patullo and Sirianni time to fix this. They were both here in 2023. And here's the other thing about this. The other reason about 2023, they were playing good teams. They are playing essentially every playoff team from last year. They've already played 3. They've played the Bucks, the Rams, and the Chiefs. You are once again the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. You are going to get these teams' best shot every week because you're the reigning champs.
You're playing some of the top teams in the league. The Rams will be in the playoffs again. The Bucks will be in the playoffs again. The Chiefs will be in the playoffs again.
The Chiefs the problem is the Chiefs are getting in a rhythm with Worthy back, and Rice is only a few weeks away. They're going to get better.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But that's the point. You're going against every playoff team from last year. Now, this coming up, you have a little bit of a soft touch. You have the Broncos this week. Then you go to the Giants. Team. Oh, they are. I'm just. Yeah. These are the games before the bye. I'm not. But you've got the Broncos coming in this Sunday. Then you go to MetLife to play the Giants. Then you go to Minnesota, and then you play the Giants at home.
Yep.
So you have a chance here to still be in a really good spot. Because honestly, the Vikings haven't shown me anything on why I should be afraid of them.
Not at all.
I don't care. That offensive line is so banged up. Jalen Carter with one arm, she probably could get 4 sacks.
Probably, yeah.
And let me also just say here what Espo said. He said Ringo will be serviceable as long as they start letting Quinyon travel every week. Oh, Espo, I'm so happy you brought him up.
They've done it the last 2.
And also, let me just point this out about Keely Ringo. I never said Keely Ringo was the next coming of Darius Slay. I never said that. All I said was that he played pretty solid in 2023 for that shit defense, and I thought he should have got a better opportunity. I don't care about one-on-ones in training camp. I want to see what you do on Sunday. And this was a guy that not only did he lose out the chance his starting job to Adoree Jackson, he lost the backup job to the guy they got 3 weeks before the season. And he stayed ready. He stayed his course. He came out Sunday. Okay, is he a liability tackling? Yes, maybe he is. Bucky Irving also made Zach Bowen miss him in tackle yesterday. Bucky Irving is not a very easy player to tackle.
No, he's not.
Is Keely Ringo a bad tackler? Yes. Guess what? So is Adoree Jackson. But Keely can cover better than Adoree Jackson.
Take the less of 2 evils.
Mike, thanks for watching with us, brother.
Mike.
See you next week. Enjoy Buffalo Wild Wings. And then Espo said, I don't believe the Bucs game was in jeopardy at any point besides those they're down there somewhere. Touchdowns. Yeah. The Bucs could have moved the ball. Oh, yeah. If one of the Eagles safeties actually reads that ball to Ibuka, that's a bad throw from Baker Mayfield. He's just chucking it at that point.
Yeah, he is. Like, when you look at the grand scheme of the game, 2 touchdowns were off of 2 lapses in coverage. And very tight windows. Not even blown coverage. Tight windows.
Yeah. And I'm going to say it again. The second one's not even a bad coverage. Campbell was uncovered, and the problem was the damn pass rush, because that's another glaring issue we've had this year. We knew going into the season that we didn't have a top premier edge rusher. We didn't have it last year, but Josh Sweat was at least serviceable.
Yeah.
And we knew Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt by themselves we didn't know how good they would be as full-time starters. What this team is trying to bank on is interior pressure from Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Moro Ajomo. Heck, I even saw Tyler Robinson get some snaps on Sunday, and he actually had a nice little bull rush against the right guard. So that has been the problem is with the defense. First of all, they're covering everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever parts of the world are not covered by water, they're covered by the Eagle secondary. But the interior defensive line, and look, Jalen Carter's hurt. It's clearly, you saw it on Sunday, clear as day he's hurt. I give him props for, and honestly, did you hear what he said after the game?
What is that?
I'd rather suck and win than get 6 sacks and lose. I would not expect that from someone like Jalen Carter.
No, I'll tell you one moment where I said, all right, Jalen Carter is done losing money for the year. I watched this man help up Bucky Irving off the ground, and he patted him on the helmet. After a tackle at the line of scrimmage, he helps him up and pats him on the helmet. And I was like, I had to double check. I thought it was Jordan Davis. I was like, 9'8". Huh? Jalen, are you okay? Like, there's one thing about, being unsportsmanlike, but I mean, we don't need to pat guys on the helmet now. We don't got to go giving out gratitude.
Right. Listen, let the guy improve.
I think he was giving him props for not losing yards and for only getting to the line of scrimmage.
Pretty much.
So, hey, if that's how he starts taunting people the NFL way by, patting them on the head after he tackles them for a loss, I'm cool with
it. His bank account's cool with it. But I mean, and look at the two plays on Sunday. I mean, God, look, and I mean, the reason you love this defense is that everybody stays ready. Like we said, Keely Ringo was ready for this game. Did you see who Perry Nickerson made the 4th down tackle on K9? Perry Nickerson was on the active roster till that play.
I thought they released him.
They did. He was on the practice squad. He hasn't played an NFL game in 2 years.
Wow.
But that's the point, though. Credit this defense, because I'm sorry, if the Bucs don't score those 70-yard touchdowns, they're driving down the field and they're killing that clock. They made 2 really big plays, which Vic Fangio's defense don't do.
From what we've seen so far, defense is still just as potent as last year. Are they getting a little less pressure, a little less sacks? Yes, they are. But overall, as a unit, they're still just as strong as they were last year. And that's a major credit to Vic Fangio. Now we still have to wait to see how the offense comes together. Hopefully in time, it's been 4 weeks, 4 pretty tough opponents. Dallas, they gave us our best shot week 1.
George, I'm not even talking about the 49ers
they've been
anymore.
Losing players over every game.
Well, did you hear the news today, right?
What now?
Brock Purdy re-aggravated his toe injury.
Oh my gosh. What the heck?
Oh boy, we got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
The cart is coming out for Tyreek Hill.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's not. Happened? Oh, this is not good.
I turned the game off. What happened?
Tyreek Hill is being carted off the field.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Thanks, George. Appreciate you, buddy. Dueling Aces will be a solo show tomorrow. I'm not coming on. Not just kidding. Oh, this is no good.
Yep, he's done for the year. All right. Well, that opens up a spot on my fantasy team. So,
is anybody seeing him? Are you seeing this right now?
Is he happy? Is he happy? He's like, oh, thank God, my out.
Is he A/B in this thing? Why does he look so happy?
Is he? Well, are we gonna come out later this week and the report's gonna be that he's fine? He just had to use the bathroom, but he couldn't walk.
Nah, Espo said it looked like he snapped his ankle almost.
Oh man, like a Snapple. Oh no, not a Snapple.
The Suns curse, George. Oh
Oh
God.
no.
But Tyler, before we get off of the Eagles fully, I think we need to talk about something that George knows all too well about. And Espo's brought it up too. Espo has brought up how 2023 was a rough year for the Eagles defense, right?
Sam, I have breaking news. The NFLPA met with the Giants about their turf.
Anthony brought this up.
Anthony said it first.
I just remembered the post.
I just
Did
saw
they
it on
really?
They met with the Giants about the MetLife turf. It was planned before Neighbor's injury. Finally, we're gonna find out what is underneath of the turf. Because they're not the only NFL football team with a turf field. How the hell do so many players get injured on it? It's not a coincidence.
No, it's not. Yeah, George and I got about 4 guys on my team that's injured. But no, yeah, that turf.
Wow, Darren Waller, 2 touchdowns.
You have got to be kidding me.
Wow, welcome back.
Oh, hey.
Did you see the video?
All right, Tyler. Yeah, I'm about to send it to you.
Please do. I was just going to ask you.
Oh, yeah, you may, oh, no, yeah, we're not doing that. George, we forget those things. Yeah, Ty, go watch that real quick, and I'll just keep reading off comments real quick. Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to bend like that.
Nope, not supposed to at all. Espo said, good, man. The MetLife Field has claimed the ACLs of all of their best skill players in the past 10 years. Espo, you're not lying.
I wonder if it got twisted and locked up rather than break.
Tyler.
I mean, knees can twist, Sam.
Don't play doctor.
I'm not. I'm
George wants
to find out.
George wants to know how come no one gets hurt during Jets games. They do, George. No one's there to watch them. Oh, God, Anthony.
Jeez.
Well, Tyler, last thing about the Eagles real quick that we have to talk about. We've talked about Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond. We've talked about Jalen Carter. Because, again, the Jalen Carter thing, what I wanted to say before that whole thing happened, right? 2 of the biggest plays of the game he was involved in. The interception from Jahad Campbell, he pressured Baker Mayfield to make that throw. And then he was also the one that commanded the double team on the Moro Ajomo sack. Even with one arm, he is still making plays.
He is. He also tipped that incompletion that went through the tight end's hands.
He did. He did get a hand.
That was that was a third down play. It would have been a first down or inches if he didn't tip it.
What is up to our friends over at the 302 Birds podcast? Guys, again, we've said it. We keep you covered on the Eagles too. We try to keep it all sports around here. 302 Birds, excellent stuff. Eagles coverage, Phillies coverage, amazing stuff. If they feel like depressing themselves, they'll talk about the Sixers, which it's a hard thing to do, but please go give our guys a look as well. They're good people over there. Dalton and his crew do a great job. Yeah, wait a minute, George. Did you forget what happened to Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Did we forget that?
Oh no, that's not Jamar Chase. That's T. Higgins. Wrong receiver.
But also, Tyler, before we get out of here about the Eagles, we're not done for the night yet, but we have not brought up two second-year corners by the names of Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell.
It's because you never hear their names in the games except for them just making plays. Cooper DeJean's a tackling machine for one.
And a taunter, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, all right, Sam. He hit him with the AI disrespect. He did it. There was no denying it. But I'm all for it. That was the one penalty I was fine with.
Yeah, that's not even near what a taunt is.
Quinyon just locking dudes down. Egbuka didn't do anything against him. I don't know if Egbuka registered any catches when Q was guarding him.
I have breaking baseball news if anybody cares.
Is it about the Mets?
No, I mean real baseball teams. But anyway, so everyone knows that usually right after the seasons when a bunch of house cleaning starts, as we saw the Giants fired Bob Melvin this afternoon, the Twins fired Rocco Baldelli. Well, the Texas Rangers, who just won the World Series in 2023, have agreed to part ways with manager Bruce Bochy.
Wow.
So Bochy will still serve as a consultant for the organization, but his days as the manager of the Rangers are over. Of course, we know Bochy was retired for a while. Then he came back to baseball, won the World Series with the Rangers in 2023. So Bruce Bochy out as Rangers manager for 2026, and as the third manager already to have parted ways with his organization today. I mean, Espo, you saw what he did to Derrick Henry last year?
Yeah.
Clint, don't start.
You know what? No, what I need, Sam, I need Jameis Winston to hype up AJ on the bench. I need him to be his mental motivator.
AJ's going to beat him to death with his book.
Oh my gosh.
But back to Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean real quick. Tyler, what do I have? I have numbers.
He's got numbers.
I always have numbers.
Sam. Statman Sam.
So, well, that's the other thing. You know, people like to criticize. We like to criticize Kevin Patullo. I understand that. Can we ask the Buccaneers' new offensive coordinator? Is he okay? Keely Ringo has not played more than one snap on the defense this entire year, and you come out throwing at Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean? Are you okay? Listen to this one. Here we go.
Fangio did decide to double down and say, Egbuka's your best receiver. We're putting Q on him.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know Chris Godwin's back and he's healthy, but we know he's not going to be going at full go yet.
Yeah.
So, here are Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell's combined stats yesterday. They were targeted 18 times. They allowed 7 receptions for 52 yards with 4 pass breakups. That is a 47.0 passer rating.
Yep.
Quinyon alone yesterday. Okay, so actually, no, wait, never mind. Hold on. That was inaccurate. These are Quinyon stats. The pass breakups was inaccurate on that one. So here's Quinyon yesterday. 9 targets, 2 catches allowed for 6 yards, but he had 5 pass breakups himself and had 5 tackles. Quinyon Mitchell is that dude.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
We've been telling you since last year. Anthony, because the Texans' offensive line sucks, and it doesn't matter who they trade or not or don't trade. But Tyler, do you have anything you want to talk about the duo of Coop and Quinion?
They're just an elite combination. Still can't believe we got both of them out the draft. All the pre-draft predictions where we were getting one of them, and lo and behold, the NFL and the rest of the league GMs just made the Eagles richer.
Amen to that. All right, Tyler. What else do we want? What other NFL games did you have the luxury of witnessing yesterday? What are some other thoughts around the league we
Oh,
have?
let's see. Oh, well, they tried to force me to watch some crappy ones. I'll tell you that. Um, let's see. What were some good ones? Viking Steelers was interesting early in the morning. There was a glimmer of hope, a glimmer of the old Carson Wentz. And then he showed us what Carson Wentz really is and threw the game sealing interception.
Okay.
Sam, I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Sam, I'll be
Vikings
nice.
only missing like 4 offensive linemen, but okay.
I'll be nice, Sam. All right, I gotta get the jokes out. But yes, Carson Wentz did play a pretty damn good game. He threw for 350. That's almost, I feel like, more than the Eagles' offense through like 2 games. Threw 46 times, which Vikings, are you okay?
That's questionable.
46 times? Did complete 65% of it. He got sacked 6 times. Yeah.
That O-line is bad.
Yeah.
And
2
now Brian O'Neill's
interceptions and
hurt.
2 touchdowns. I know. O'Neill's got the knee injury, right?
He's going to be out. They said he's going to miss multiple weeks. And Ryan Kelly got concussed.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Not looking too good.
Nope.
But for Carson Wentz, I mean, he's putting up more points kind of than the Vikings were with McCarthy.
Yeah, but I don't think he's earned the right to stay in that spot.
Nah, not at all. A win against the Steelers would have helped.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
they almost did come
drive.
back.
They did. They came down to the last drive. They just couldn't get it done.
So listen to this real quick that Espo just put. I researched on StatHead for corners targeted more than 100 times since the beginning of 2024. Quinion and Cooper have the 4th and 6th lowest QB rating when targeted. 22 players qualified. Oh, my God. If this team can honestly just get a decent pass rush, draft the long-term solution at number 2 corner, and maybe get an elite level safety. I'm not saying that Blankenship and Makuba aren't good, but the no-fly zone's a thing.
Oh, that's what you call what the Ravens put on the field, a defense?
Oh my God. And you saw that Matabukwe's out for the year now with that neck injury, right?
Yep.
And Roquan Smith is now out multiple weeks, they said, with a hamstring injury.
Yep.
They are
good old hamstring injuries.
They are screwed. The Ravens are screwed.
But
is John Harbaugh in trouble, you think?
No. John Harbaugh, he's another one. I don't want to say like Tomlin because he still had more success than Tomlin.
Has he? He's living off that 2012 Super Bowl still.
He is. But he has done a good job of adapting from the one thing I always give him credit for is he was able to adapt from Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson. 2 completely contrasting play styles.
Well, yeah, you have to adapt. The one guy couldn't throw the football for his first year and a half in the league.
Yeah. And they were still good, even though he couldn't throw.
They were.
The Ravens, they'll figure it out. They still got time.
I don't know, Tyler. You blow the lead against Buffalo. You lose on fourth down and give up 38 points to the Lions at home, and now you get blown out by the Chiefs.
Well, their defense has to get healthier.
It wasn't that good on opening night when they were healthy.
That game was rigged.
Okay. Yeah, Anthony Lamar is saving his job right now. But I don't know what's going on with the Ravens and their defense, man. That and that's such a sacred thing for them. They love their unit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a defense that played pretty well yesterday. How about Jacksonville going into San Fran? Liam Cohen's got them at 3-1.
I'm very shocked. 3-1.
Travis Etienne's looking good.
The Jags and the Colts are tied right now.
Yeah.
And then you got the Texans down there somewhere. Hey, guys.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Oh, my God, they're so bad. I don't care if they beat the Titans.
Yeah, congratulations. One of you guys finally got your first win.
In the basement bowl. And then, of course, Giants got their first win. Jackson Dart looked pretty good. But I'll tell you now, if I'm the Giants, I may put him on bubble wrap for the rest of the year. We ain't got Malik Neighbors now. What are we doing?
Speaking of bubble wrap, I mean, who are the Chargers fielding on the offensive line? It's right.
I don't know.
Thin.
Joe Alt's going to be out multiple. Yeah, Joe Alt's going to be out multiple weeks with a high ankle sprain. You're already without Rashawn Slater. Mekhi Becton, I believe, wasn't active this week, so. Espo, you did say the Colts are going to win this division with like 5 wins. Damn it, I remember that.
Oh, my God. Well, hold on, because they're already like halfway there. They're at 3 wins. They're not going to go on a big losing streak now.
Hey, I know Daniel Jones had a rough day, but the Rams defense is good. Like, don't forget that. The Rams defense is still very good.
Daniel Jones had a rough day, and he still played better than most of the quarterbacks this week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
2 interceptions, yeah, that's bad. He was still 24 for 33. Had a passing touchdown. 262 passing yards. I don't know if he had any yards, rushing touchdowns at all.
His wide receiver is a bonehead because he doesn't know how to keep the football in his hands past before the goal line.
Yeah.
Anthony said Pittsburgh will win the division after winning 8 games. Oh, God. And Espo said the Madison beer memes for Justin Herbert died just as quickly as it became a meme. All right, Espo. To be fair, Justin Herbert's out there playing with neither of his tackles against a defensive line that consists of Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah. Oh, and not to mention, the Colts have the difficult, almost impossible task of stopping Puka Nacua.
Not many teams do that.
No.
Not many teams do that at all. Anthony, I would love to agree with you, but you got the NFC wrong. And Espo said, I didn't say they would lose 11 straight. I just meant that the division was so bad they could win the division with 5 points.
Oh, yeah. I agree. If it came down to it, with no expectations for all the teams, yeah.
Shall we bring up real quickly the Sunday night game before we hit around the NFL?
Yeah. I'm just upset that I just saw that Justin Fields had a 43-yard rushing touchdown. And I'm just like, am I really going to lose? Is it going to happen?
I'm not upset about that. Keeps Garrett Wilson away from the football.
Jesus.
It's all right. The Broncos defense can't get a sack, a pick, or anything. So, Tyler, what are we more concerned about here? Are we concerned of the fact that the Packers allowed 40 points to the Cowboys without CeeDee Lamb? Or are we concerned that the NFL's game of the night
I
finishing a
am
tie?
I'm completely out on the Packers. Forget everything that I said the first 2 weeks. They'll be a playoff team. They're still not the best team in their division.
Nope. But this was what we said about the Packers, though. Their defensive line and linebackers are solid. That secondary, outside of Xavier McKinney, is not good. Oh God. Yeah, George, not wrong there.
Now
But I will get.
you start off with two big wins as the Green Bay Packers. Division rival with the Lions, Washington Commanders. Then you lose to the Browns and you put up 10 points. And then you tie to the Cowboys. What happened?
I will say, I know on paper the loss of CeeDee Lamb is ginormous for the Cowboys. I'm aware of that. I don't think their offense is going to go into a tailspin without him. Javonte Williams is still running the football pretty effectively. And now George Pickens is essentially the wide receiver one. But what did I say last year before the Cowboys season ended? I liked what I saw out of Turpin and Tolbert and Ferguson. Now without CeeDee Lamb, they're going to space those targets out between these other four guys.
Yeah.
So give credit for George Pickens. Played like a wide receiver one last night. Turpin and Tolbert made plays when they needed to. Ferguson made plays. They honestly, that's the kind of offense I like. I don't always like having a number one wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. I love A.J. Brown. I'm not saying I want the Eagles to do this, but sometimes I like offense that operate like this. Pickens is not a top-tier wideout, but he's good enough. And then you got guys like Turpin and Tolbert who have speed and can create missed tackles and can run away from defenders. Ferguson's a reliable tight end. Javonte Williams still had a solid game, even though the Cowboys are a little dinged up on the O-line.
Yeah.
And Dak and Jordan Love went toe-to-toe with each other. It's a good game for
They
Sunday Night
did.
Football.
Very even stat line for both of them.
And you know what
No
this means, right?
interceptions.
We still know who won the Micah Parsons trade because neither team won the game.
Oh my gosh. You're right. You're right. Wow. Guess we're going to have to wait till the postseason, huh? See them in like a wild card matchup.
Dallas has to get there first. Oh.
Espo, good luck.
Oh, Espo, we're so sorry.
That's rough.
Anthony said after week one, I don't trust the Packers offense. Anthony, I don't trust their defense.
I don't think offense is the problem. They put up 40. It's defense. Jordan Love didn't throw an interception. Jordan Love played a hell of a game.
Clint said, as a Ferguson owner, the 7 receptions for 51 yards suck sometimes. And then Espo said, decline to take the tie instead of going for the win. Has got to do a moral victory.
Yeah.
We can't say we lost shoulder shrug energy all the time. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah, Anthony, their defense, their pass rush should be good with Micah, Van Ness, and Rashawn Gary. They got a solid front seven. And McKinney is a good safety, but the other areas of that secondary and coverage are not good whatsoever. But definitely an entertaining Sunday night game for sure. Kind of upset I fell asleep during it.
Oh, yeah.
But, all right, Tyler, shall we go around the NFL real quick?
Let's go around the NFL.
All right, everyone, let's get ready for them. Was it week 5 we're going into?
Yeah, week 5.
My goodness. Let's get into those week 5 games, shall we? Hold on real quick. Let me go to Espo's comment real quick. He said that the game was the first time out of 301 qualifying games that the home team had 0 turnovers and 3 touchdowns and didn't win. The official stat is 300, 0, and 1. Oh, my God. Gotta love the Cowboys.
What a stat.
All right, so let's go to week 5. We are starting this week on Thursday Night Football. We have the Rams hosting the very banged up 49ers. Rams are minus
Rams.
4.5. Okay, you didn't need to hear the line.
Even if the Niners were healthier, I'd still take the Rams.
Next up, we have Eagles-Broncos. There is no line for this game yet because the Broncos are currently in their game still for this week. So just give me who do you got?
Let's see. They're playing solid against the Bengals, but the Bengals are with a subpar backup quarterback. Honestly, Broncos haven't impressed me as much as I wanted to early on in the season. They're coming into Philadelphia. We're the reigning champs still. Still Victory Monday. And we're going to go ham on them. The Broncos are unfortunately our statement game. That we are here to stay.
So
I'm going 17-point blowout. If that's even considered a blowout.
The way this offense looks in the second half, it'd be considered that's like a 50-point blowout. All right, so you're going Rams on Thursday night, Broncos and Eagles. You're going Eagles. I'm agreeing on both. Next up, all right, so now we'll get back to the 1 o'clock games. I forgot there's another 9:30 game this week.
Oh, yeah?
London, we got the Browns hosting the Vikings, essentially.
Ooh.
Vikings minus 3.5. Did the Vikings even come back to America after yesterday?
They probably should have just stayed overseas, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't even have came back.
You know what? The Browns are like that sneaky team that you don't know which week they're going to come out and actually upset a team. And I feel like with everything that's going on with the Vikings, how banged up they are, Myles Garrett might have a field day on Carson Wentz. He may sack him 4 times himself.
Are we sure JJ's not coming back yet?
Is he? I don't know.
Would it matter?
Probably not, because the O-line stinks. So, because it's so banged up. And who's to say that Kelly even gets elevated?
Yeah, if he gets cleared in time. I'm gonna go with the Browns. Give me the Browns for the upset.
I want the Browns for the upset too. It's not unrealistic. I mean, we saw them beat the Packers after the Packers were 2-0 and looked pretty good.
Next up, Cowboys at Jets. No line yet because the Jets are still playing their game. So,
how's that game looking so far? What's the score?
It's like 17-3, Miami.
24-10.
Oh, okay, even worse.
Even worse. Yikes. Give me. I don't even know who I want. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys in that game. Anthony, who do the Lions not crush? Is a better answer.
Yeah.
And Espo said Eagles are dirt napping the Broncos. Quinyon's getting 2 picks, and Saquon gets his first 100-yard game. Oh, Espo's going for the throat.
The Dolphins and the Jets both may start 0-5. Actually, no, the Dolphins might actually snag a win here tonight. So, yeah, the Jets might start 0-5. That's sad.
George, trust me, beating the Jets is probably not the best consolation prize.
Yeah. That's not going to hold much weight.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, Anthony, I don't have a spread for that game because the Jets game is still in progress. They don't release the spreads until the week is completed, which on this app, which is stupid. Next up, Ravens hosting Houston. Ravens minus 3.5, taking into consideration Lamar's hamstring injury.
Man, Lamar on a bum leg is still going to move the ball more than the Texans can.
I'm going with the man. I don't even know.
The Texans just traded away another offensive lineman.
Their line just sucks in general. It don't matter who you trade away.
It does. Probably even worse.
Derrick
I can't
Henry
trust
looks.
the Texans. I'm still going Ravens. This is their game to get it back on track with everything else that's going on, injury-wise.
I'm going with Houston. Lamar's banged up. They're off. Their defense is atrocious. Henry don't look good at all. I'm going with Houston. Next up, we've got the Arch Manning Bowl. Saints hosting the Giants. Yes, I know they have Jackson Dart. I'm making a joke. The Saints are minus 1.5 at home.
They're literally getting a home field advantage boost.
Real quickly. Espo wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
If Batullo keeps acting like this, then I'm cool. Honestly, yeah, holding the Lions under 300 total yards, that's actually a pretty damn impressive feat. And then George said Houston traded the farm off the line. It's going to be a QB, running back, 3 wide receiver with no line. Ravens defense will still get him. I don't know about that. They don't have Van Noy, Matabuke. They ain't got Smith. They ain't got Humphrey's also going to miss some time. I don't know about that, guys.
No win.
All right, Saints and Giants. Who you got?
I don't even care. Give me the Saints. Just because I need Jackson Dart to have a bad game.
Oh, he's going to in 2 weeks. But
I know. I need that. I want the ticket prices to drop before that.
You're a fool. I'll go with the Giants. I think the Saints just suck. They really do. Dolphins fear that wide receiver Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee.
Hey, did I not say that?
That's ugly.
That is ugly, but honestly, that's probably a less rehab intensive injury than a torn ACL.
Could be. Next up, we have Colts hosting the Raiders. Colts are minus 6.5 at home. Give me the Colts.
Raiders. Yeah, give me the Colts, dude. The Raiders. Props for Ashton Genty finally finding a way behind that crap offensive line that the Raiders have. He finally did it. But
Clint, Spencer Rattler hasn't played bad enough for them to go to Tyler Shutt yet. Rattler actually has had some flashes. Not much, but...
Sam, you want to hear something?
Hit me.
Ashton Genty, for the first time this season, was allowed to return to his what they call the quote-unquote Halloween stance, where he just stands straight up in the backfield. Proceeded to have his best game of his career. Unbelievable. I have no words to say about that.
So, all right. So you went with the Colts, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with the Colts too. Next up, Panthers-Dolphins at Carolina.
Give me the Panthers.
Give me the Dolphins, Tyler. The Panthers stink.
They both stink.
The Dolphins can at least beat up on the Jets. They easily beat up on the freaking Panthers.
Well, the Panthers beat up on the Falcons. Did you forget about that?
It's any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Falcons are overrated, so I don't care. They got what? There's Bijan, and that's it. Espo said a fun stat I researched: Bills from 21 to 23 had a top 5 offense and a defense 3 consecutive years and lost the divisional round 3 straight. Don't ever say Hurts is not top 10 because of his team. Oh, Espo's coming out defending.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Buccaneers at Seattle. Seattle minus 3.5. That's a tough one, actually.
Give it a Bucks. Maybe they'll get a little. Bucks. Maybe they'll get Evans back, get a little healthier.
They said Evans was gonna miss.
No. Well, they had Wirfs back for the first time. Honestly, I don't think the Seahawks secondary is that strong right now.
Greek Woolen stinks.
He does. I don't. I was saying, if we could get what do you say about a 5th round pick, 6th round pick for Tariq Woolen? See if Fangio can fix him. If he can, that would be a scary cornerback number 2. With his size,
it could be. Maybe it's something to consider.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Seahawks. I'm riding high with Darnold right now, so I'm going with the Seahawks.
I'm riding with Tampa. I need Baker to go off.
That's fine. Next up, we've got Cardinals hosting the Titans. Arizona minus 8.5. Give me the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what a Titan is.
Not a football player. Yeah, and just to go to George's comment here, yeah, George, I mean, that's because they're getting the same Sam Darnold we saw last year in Minnesota.
Yep.
Espo said you heard it here first. Penix will be a Pro Bowler, All-Pro caliber next year. Oh.
Debatable.
Well, I think Penix has shown some flashes. He was definitely better this week.
He was a lot better. The whole team looked a lot better this week.
Next up, we've got Chargers hosting Washington. Chargers are minus 2.5 at home.
Minus 2.5. That's tough because the Chargers, they almost figured it out to come back and beat the Giants. Almost. But not quite.
Thanks,
the
Clint.
Commanders is when is Daniels coming back? Is it so they still starting Mariota?
Just it's a day-to-day, week-to-week thing. Both these teams are banged up.
Yeah, I think with Jaden Daniels, the Commanders could steal a win on the road. Without Jaden Daniels, I think the Chargers will find a way to win.
I'm going to go with the Chargers. But yeah, we have to see what the status of Daniels is. We have to see the status of McLaurin. There's a lot of things that we have to look at. Next up, we've got Bengals hosting the Lions. Give me the Lions.
Give me a break.
They're going to freaking dog. They're going to dirt nap the Bengals with their offense.
Yeah.
Espo said Bucks wheels fall off after us. They needed a spirit bomb out of energy to beat bad teams in the last minute to be 3-0. Bye-bye, Baker. Woo! Espo's coming in hot.
Hey. That's my starting fantasy quarterback, all right, Espo? Watch it. I need him. Okay?
And we end our Sunday with Sunday Night Football. Bills at home against New England. Buffalo minus 7.5.
Oh, was that a question? You wanted me to pick one?
Yeah, I mean, what else are we doing here?
Give me the Bills. The Bills have owned the Patriots ever since their dad left the team.
Yeah, give me the Bills. But I think it could be a close game. I think New England could play this game tough.
New England has played very well so far this year.
And then we end. We only have one game on Monday this week. Thank God. We have the Jags at home hosting Kansas City. Kansas City is a -3.5 on the road.
Man, that's actually quite the Monday night game. You have
Jags are
the
3-1.
recovering Chiefs team, the 3-1 Jags. Jags are home. They're undefeated at home. Chiefs are 1-1 on the road. Chiefs defense is not that good.
It's
not like they were last year. Last year they looked really solid. This year they do not. I'm going to say give me the Jags to go 4-1 to start the year and make everybody question the Chiefs' existence. It's going to be close.
You got Liam Cohen starting out 4-1. Oh my goodness.
It'll be a close game. I think like you said, the Chiefs will start getting really good when they get Rice back.
Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes the NFL coverage for tonight. That was a fun, hour plus? But before we go anywhere, Tyler, we got something else happening, don't we?
Yeah. Basketball.
Yeah, you wish. As everybody knows, Monday Night Football's doubleheader is going on, and the reason for that is there's no other sports on, because starting tomorrow, we've got this. The Major League Baseball postseason is officially here. There are your teams. There are your seedings. Sorry, Mets fans, you can look away. I know you're allergic to the playoffs and consistent back-to-back years. It's okay. So here's what we got rolling in for the postseason, starting tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Tigers versus Guardians. The winner of that series goes on to play the Mariners. Then we literally have the entire AL East on the bottom. We got Yankees, Red Sox. Winner plays the Blue Jays. And then on the National League side, we have Reds and Dodgers. The winner of that goes on to play the Phillies. And then we've got Cubs and Padres. The winner of that will be playing the Brewers. So, here's where I'm going to give my predictions. I'm going to give you guys a full postseason breakdown. Before I do it, let me just read Espo's comment real quick. He said, Chiefs took advantage of Lamar's injury. Yes, I think he faked it to lay it on the Ravens to make it look like they are a good team again. Oh, my God.
Anthony also asked if Rice is back next week. I don't think he is.
No, he's got like 2 or 3 more games.
It was a 6-week suspension, wasn't it?
7.
Oh, 7. Ooh. Yeah.
Espo said Phillies in 11. Well, let's get into it. So I'm going to start on the American League side. And as good as Tarek Skubal is, the Guardians, of course. That is true, George. I'll be in front of the TV all day tomorrow when I get home from work. I'm going to take the Guardians over the Tigers in the wild card series. The Tigers have not played well down the stretch. They had a 15-game division lead at one point that the Guardians end up completely erasing. So I'm going to take the Guardians over the Tigers in 3. I think the Tigers can win the first game, but the problem is the Tigers starting pitching outside of Tarek Skubal, very questionable. Guardians are the team that's playing the hottest right now. I'm going with the Guardians in 3. And that will actually, I believe, be history. Because, fun fact, no wild card series, I don't think yet, has reached a third game yet.
Really?
They're all done in like 2 games. Because you only got to win 2 out of 3. So give me the Guardians to advance to the ALDS against Seattle. Now, this bottom one, this is where I'm excited for tomorrow. You have got potentially 2 of the best pitching matchups in this series. Not only in game 1, we get Garrett Crochet, who in my opinion is the front runner for the AL Cy Young, I did have Nathan Eovaldi as my Cy Young favorite, but then he suffered a rotator cuff injury in August, so I think that injury, missing the final month and almost 2 months of the season, could hurt his chances, even though he led the American League in ERA at 1.73. Crochet is his first year in Boston, 18-5, 255 strikeouts, led the American League. I think he's the Cy Young favorite. He is going up against Max Fried of the Yankees, who led the American League with 19 wins. Also in his first year with his ball club. So that's the game one starting matchup. Next up in game two, we have Carlos Rodon going up against Brian Bayo. Now, Bayo for the Red Sox had 11 wins at a 3.39 ERA. Meanwhile, Carlos Rodon won 18 games for the Yankees. Now, what the Yankees do in a series where they have to go over 2 games, I have no idea. Luis Gil has been banged up. Garrett Cole is not back this year. They're banged up. So, the Red Sox have had a very strong year. They've relied on their young players. George, whatever. You tell me to stay. George, I go with who is playing the best baseball. The Tigers are not playing good baseball. The Guardians are. I'm not picking the Guardians to win the freaking World Series, but they can win 2 out of 3 at home against a Tigers team that is, they're not even leaking oil. The oil's all over the freaking road, and the car's about to fall off of the damn road. So I'm going to go with the Yankees, unfortunately. I love this Red Sox team. I love how they play. Alex Cora, great manager. Yankees still have the best hitter in the series, which is Aaron Judge. I think the Red Sox offense is still very young. I know they have Alex Bregman, and they do have a couple of vets like Trevor Story, but the Yankees do have Aaron Judge. Cody Bellinger's had a lot of run in the postseason. Paul Goldschmidt's been there. I'm going to take the Yankees in this series, and I'm going to take them in 3 games. I think both these series go 3. So now let's move on into the... Tyler, what do you think? Should I do the entire left side, then move over to the National League?
As far as like the wild cards?
Like, should I just do Should I just go the wild card series, or should I do the entire American League, then do the whole National League?
I bounce back and forth.
Okay. All right, so now let's go to the National League side. Dodgers, Reds. Reds are the Cinderella story. They won 80 some odd games. Terry Francona got him into the playoffs his first year there. Unfortunately, they're the last team in the playoffs. What does that mean? They got to go against the big man world champs and the Dodgers. The Reds have a very underrated rotation. Unfortunately, though, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They still have Shohei. They still got Freddie Freeman. They still have Mookie Betts. I'm going with the Dodgers. Unfortunately, I'm going with the Dodgers in 2. I think they sweep the Reds because the Reds, they're a good team. Dodgers just got more talent. Anthony said, didn't Aaron Judge not show up in the playoffs last year? Yes, Anthony, but I still... It's not even just Judge. I think the Yankees as a team just have more players that have been around doing this for a while. I know the Red Sox are good. Can the Red Sox score enough runs for Crochet and Brian Bayo in those first 2 games? Not to mention, I don't know what Boston's doing in case there is a game 3 because Lucas Giolito is not going to be on the wild card roster. He's battling an elbow issue. So I'm going to pick the Yankees in a 3-game series with the Red Sox. But yeah, so I'm going Dodgers over Reds. They advance to the NLDS in Philadelphia. And now here comes a very interesting one. Padres, Cubs. Both teams have their inconsistencies. The Cubs, their big offseason acquisition, Kyle Tucker, not putting up the numbers that they thought he would like he did in Houston. Of course, the ballparks are completely different. Cubs pitching, not as deep as the Padres. I got to see what the matchups for this series is real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so for game 1, we're going to have Nick Pivetta and Matt Boyd. Oh, my God. And then next up, we have Dylan Cease, and the Cubs haven't even announced a starter for that game yet. So, and then if there was a game 3, the Padres would go with Yu Darvish, who has been dinged up this year. So, this is tough. You know, I like the Padres a lot. I love Manny. Love Fernando Tatis Jr. Cubs offense, they still have, I mean, Tucker's still there. PCA has had a really good year. Matt Bush has had a really good year for them. I may go with the Cubs. Their pitching's a little iffy, but I'm going to go with the Cubs in this one. Give me the Cubs to take out the Padres. So now we have set up our division series. We have Guardians, Mariners, Yankees, Blue Jays, Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, Cubs. So to start off on the American League side, Guardians are the Cinderella team. They're playing amazing. Now George can smile and be happy. I am taking the Seattle Mariners to defeat the Cleveland Guardians. The Mariners have the better pitching. Their offense is loaded with talent. Suarez, Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, Julio Rodriguez. Take your freaking pick. So I'll take the Mariners, and I'll take them in 4. I think they win in 4. I'll give the Guardians a game, but I'm going to take the Mariners in 4. So they'll move on to the ALCS. Netting up, we've got Yankees and Blue Jays. This is going to be a good series. Blue Jays starting pitching. I think they're a little deeper than the Yankees right now. Like I said, the Yankees outside of Fried and Rodon concern me. And now this is where it starts getting concerning on, can the Yankees hold up outside of just a short 3-game series? Judge has not been the best postseason performer. And unlike the wild card series, you're not at home the entire time. Blue Jays are not only that, they're also the 1 seed in the American League. I am going to take the Blue Jays over the Yankees in 5. Setting up a Mariners-Blue Jays ALCS. Now let's move over to the National League Division Series. Cubs-Brewers. Brewers have owned the Cubs all year. They had a little battle for the Central. Brewers went on a crazy run midsummer that really iced that division. And unlike some other teams, they actually didn't blow their division. Brewers pitching is ridiculous. Their young hitters are good. I think their bullpen, their worst reliever throws 97. So that's like the slowest their bullpen throws. Give me the Brew Crew. And I'll take them in. I'll take the Brewers in 4. I'll give the Cubs a game, but I think the Brewers handled them. And now, the last division series. The reigning, defending World Series champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. In what is Clayton Kershaw's final season, he announced he's retiring. With arguably the greatest player on the planet, Shohei Ohtani, probably going to win the National League MVP. Arguably one of the best multi-position playing stars in the league, Mookie Betts. You plug him in the lineup, he'll play. He'll play second, he'll play short, he'll play center. Hell, he may even catch for you if you need him to. One of the most versatile superstars we've ever seen, and a 2-time World Series champion with those Dodgers. And then we have one of the most underrated players of all time in Freddie Freeman. Does nothing but hit 300, 20-plus homers, 80-plus RBIs, 40-plus doubles. Guy just plays. Could barely walk in the World Series last year. Dang near felt like he had a broken ankle at some points. Somehow battled his way through it. Dodgers win the World Series. They have role players. Will Smith, Tommy Edman, Enrique Hernandez. You name it, they got it. How freaking ever. On the other side, you have the National League home run and RBI king, Kyle Schwarber. You have Bryce Harper. You have Christopher Sanchez. You have Ranger Suarez. You have Johan Duran and Trey Turner and the Philadelphia Phillies waiting for you. And this ain't Dodger Stadium, where the stands are so far that we can't even hear the damn fans cheering. You're coming to Citizens Bank Park on Saturday. Red October is back, and I'm taking the Phillies to defeat the Dodgers in 4. The Phillies not only will win in 4, they took the season series from the Dodgers. The other thing about this series is, yes, the Phillies are going into the postseason without Zach Wheeler. That is, I think, Tyler, even you could admit, that is a tremendous blow to a team.
It is.
They do not have consistency from the right side in this postseason. Aaron Nola has not been good. I don't know what they're going to do at Walker Buehler. Maybe he's a starter. Maybe he's a lone man. I don't know. But the Phillies do match up with the Dodgers well because their top 3 starters are Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, and Jesus Luzardo. All are left-handed. Well, 2 of the Dodgers' best 3 hitters are left-handed hitters, and Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani. So the Phillies match up a little decent here with this team, so I'm going to take the Phillies in 4 against the Dodgers. And that sets up Phillies, Brewers, Mariners, Blue Jays for the trips to the World Series. So now, let's start with the ALCS. The Blue Jays have had a really resurging year. Bo Bichette's been healthy, having a great, tremendous year. I think he's an underrated piece for American League MVP. I think he could have had some votes. He ain't going to get it because the American League MVP race is between Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. We know that. George Springer's had a bounce-back year. Vladimir Guerrero's had a bounce-back year. They've had good pitching this year, and they've just had a really good season. Mariners, like I said, high-powered offense. Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez. You pick it, they have it. I'm going to go Mariners in 7 over the Blue Jays. I'm picking Seattle to go to the World Series because they're that damn good. I love Cal Raleigh, and I love the Mariners team. Now, let's go to the NLCS. Now, I said what I said about the Brewers. Young, exciting team. Got good pitching. Got good hitting. They got a lot. But there have been plenty of teams in the postseason. You got the best record in baseball. Bunch of young kids up and down the field. Awesome. The one thing that the Brewers don't have, they don't have the postseason experience that the Philadelphia Phillies do. This Phillies team has been to the postseason now 4 consecutive years. They've been to 2 National League Championship Series. They've been to a World Series. They have been through the ups and downs of this thing too many times, and I am not afraid to go to Milwaukee and play. And you know damn well I'm not afraid. You know damn well I'm not afraid of nobody coming here. And that ballpark, I ain't afraid of nothing. Give me the Phillies in 6. And that sets up the Seattle Mariners and the Philadelphia Phillies for the world title. And like I said, that damn Mariners offense is good, man. They got Cal Raleigh hit 60 home runs this year. 60. Wow. And Eugenio Suarez hit 49. Let me just hold on. Let me make sure I want to make sure I'm putting out accurate things for the people. Because the one thing I don't do to the people is lie. Okay, hold on. I gotta go. I gotta type this in. I forgot the Mariners have a bye week. So it's nice when the wild cards are right there. And all right, Mariners. Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs this year. Josh Naylor, 20 home runs and 92 runs batted in this year. Jorge Polanco, 26 home runs this year. Suarez, like I said, 49 home runs. Randy Arozarena, 27 home runs. And Julio Rodriguez, 32 home runs. That Mariners offense is high-powered. They have an elite closer in Munoz. They got a really good starting rotation. The Seattle Mariners are the best, in my opinion, one of the best teams that we've in the American League. I know they're only the 2 seed. I think they're better than the Blue Jays, and that's why I picked them to win the ALCS in 7. However,
Oh man, here we go.
how freaking ever, for 4 years, we have suffered. Since 2008, the Phillies have been to only 2 World Series. They lost both. They got heartbroken by the Yankees in 2009. They didn't make it back in 2010. They didn't make it back in 2011. Then we went through the rebuild, and it was a rough rebuild. We had no talent. The veteran players were getting older. The contracts were so bad, teams wouldn't trade for them. They got hurt. It sucked for years until Bryce Harper came here, saved baseball in Philadelphia. They remember what the World Series in 2022 felt. They know what the 2023 NLCS felt. They know what happened last year against the New York Mets. Well, guess what? Unless one of these teams are relocating, we ain't going to Citi Field till next year, babe. We done with them for the year. They're sitting on the couch watching this. So, in the 2025 World Series, give me the Philadelphia Phillies in 5. I don't think any team in the National League is playing as good a baseball right now than the Phillies. I don't think the Brewers are. I don't think the Dodgers are. I don't think the Cubs, Padres, or Reds are. The Mariners, as good as that offense is, and it is good, they have a high swing rate. Because of all them power hitters, there's a lot of home runs, and there's a lot of strikeouts, too. Give me the Phillies over the Mariners in 5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my 2025 Major League Baseball postseason predictions.
If we got any baseball fans hanging around the chat still, I need you guys to tell me, is Sam crazy?
I literally have both the number 2 seeds in the league in their leagues in the World Series.
Wow.
The Blue Jays and the Brewers are the 1 seeds. But again, the Blue Jays, I like them. The Mariners are more complete. I think their pitching is better, and their lineup is stacked. Like, their worst starter hits like 22 homers. And with the Phillies and the Brewers, it's just the experience. Like, Bryce Harper has been here before. Kyle Schwarber has been here. JT Realmuto has been here. And they're playing great baseball right now. They're playing the best baseball of the year right now. They've been hot in the entire second half. This wasn't like last year where they dominated for the first 3 months and then played 500 ball. They peaked in August, and they are starting to play hot baseball now. That is what it's about. You need to is who is playing the best baseball now. Look at the Mets last year. They played a dominant brand of baseball for the past month and a half. They went all the way to the NLCS. October is about who is playing the best ball now, not who is playing the best ball in April. And that's why when the Mets were dominating the first 3 months this year, I said, okay, that's fine. We'll see who's playing well come in October. And the Phillies are. Am I a little concerned with the Dodgers? Yeah, of course not. Why wouldn't I be? Dodgers are the freaking reigning champs. Their bullpen is atrocious. The Phillies dominated the Dodgers all season in their season series. Their bullpen is atrocious. Now, the Phillies bullpen has leaked a little bit of oil lately, too. Kerkering and David Robertson are their top 2 right-handed pitchers. They got to get themselves going. Matt Strahm has to be good. Duran has to be good. And the starting rotation, they need outings from Sanchez and Suarez and Luzardo. They have to be damn near perfect. Because, like I said, that Zach Wheeler thing, it should have... I mean, Tyler, let's be real. Just in sports, when an injury of that magnitude happens, that whole season's lost.
Oh, yeah.
The Phillies are 13 games over 500 since he got hurt. Christopher Sanchez should be the National League Cy Young Award winner. Ranger Suarez won 12 games. It was dominant the whole second half when he usually fizzles out. Jesus Luzardo has 15 wins this year, second in the National League. He has 7 games this year, just this year, of 10-plus strikeouts. The only other two Phillies to do that in a single season, Robert Person and the late, great Roy Halladay. The only thing the Phillies have to do is make sure, do they have a number 4 starter, which Aaron Nola still could be that guy. Now, do they give Aaron Nola a long leash because of how bad he's been this year? I don't know. Maybe Walker Buehler, who had a really good postseason last year for the Dodgers. Maybe Nola gets you like 4 or 5 innings. Then if you're comfortable, you let Buehler come in, piggyback off of him as a long reliever. I don't know how they're going to handle that. But I like the matchup with the Dodgers. I'm not afraid of the Reds, first of all. The Phillies and the Reds, that series is over in 3. But I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of the Dodgers. And like I said, as long as Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper are putting on Philadelphia Phillies jerseys along with Trey Turner, I will be fine anywhere. The only things the Phillies have to do is that offense has got to stay alive. That is what has killed the Phillies every postseason since 2022. The bats go cold at the worst time. And I'm hoping we don't see a repeat. But I believe this team, this group that have been together this long, this is the moment. You're riding up to the island. You hit the island, guess what you do? Burn the ships, because we're going and we're not coming back. Because if they don't, this is it. Nick Castellanos will not be a Philly next year. We don't know if JT Realmuto will be a Philly next year. We don't know if Kyle Schwarber is going to be a Philly next year. We don't know the future of a lot of these guys. So this is what I'm saying. Take the ships, head to the island, burn them in the water, because it's now or never. Because if this group wants to win now, they have no choice, because this is the last dance. This is the last dance for this Phillies team, or major changes are coming. Bryce Harper will be here next year. Trey Turner will be here next year. I ain't got no idea what's happening outside of those two. So burn the ships, send them off. Let's go. Red October's back. I'm ready.
Go Birds.
If anybody couldn't tell from me doing all the talking for the past, 25 minutes, you could tell there's only one baseball person on the show, but it's okay.
Baseball's a lot for me to dive into on a daily basis. I can't even say weekly because it's every day.
It's like they just played yesterday. What the heck? And they play tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No. I mean, I think it'd be great, bring another world championship to Philadelphia in a year. Make it happen. We know the Sixers aren't going to be the ones to do it.
We were having like the best show till you just brought that up.
And we're a long ways from the Flyers bringing one back.
The Flyers have to get to the playoffs before they even try that, okay?
Yeah, so do the Sixers.
Well, the Sixers have to actually field a healthy roster before that, but anywho, guys, awesome episode again. Want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, talking with us on the show. Espo, great to hear from you again this week. Aiden, glad we got to see you again. Mikey, Carol, as always consistent. Christopher, want to thank you for joining us for the first time this week. Hopefully we see you in future episodes. And, of course, Bruiser, Georgie, Clint, Anthony, always bringing the great comments. You guys are awesome. We appreciate all you. And, yeah, even Matt with his James Franklin comments, I appreciated that too. But, guys, have a safe rest of your week. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, and we will see you guys next week. Hopefully, the Eagles are 5-0, and hopefully the Phillies have at least a 1-0 lead on the Dodgers heading into the Red October. So, guys, have a safe week, and we'll see you next time. For Tyler Adams, I'm Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.